Until then, enjoy the games tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you postgame.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Station.
This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan, it's Boston Bruins hockey. Tonight, the Bruins make the season's first visit to the Motor City, looking to make it 2 wins in a row over their Atlantic Division rivals, the Detroit Red Wings. Great to have you with us. Along with Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Tonight's storylines are brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, where dependability comes standard. You go back to Friday afternoon when, overwhelmed by injuries, Bruins lose to the Rangers 6-2. On Saturday night, a day later, still without David Pastrnak, still without Charlie McAvoy, among others, the Bruins bounced back and beat Detroit in a shootout 3-2, and they did it in the style that Marco Sturm has been preaching since he arrived as head coach in Boston.
We wanted to build the identity probably back where it was. I don't know when, but I think in 30 games now you can see it. Guys are buying in. Guys are giving me every night. Sometimes even if it even doesn't look like, but I know they give me everything every night. And they play the right way. And I think slowly they figured out how to play to win hockey games and maybe not to do when when we lose. So again, it's only 30 games though, so we're happy about it. Can we do it again? Can we do it again in the next 30 games to keep that pace up, keep that identity up, keep that consistency up? So that's going to be the next challenge.
Yeah, right from the start of the year, they talked about, it's kind of broken record because we talk about it quite a bit, and it was being strong in net, and Swayman and Korpisalo as well. They've both given him that. Swayman definitely lately has been outstanding. Have a good core structurally, defensively. You get a couple guys back from injuries, including Elias Lindholm, that helps you down the middle. Fraser Mitten has continued to go upwards. You like where his game is kind of trending right now. Zacha, of course, has been asked to do just about everything this year. So, and then you get the defensemen. You're missing a McAvoy, you're missing Yoki Haru. I think the guys that played the other night played outstanding. Whether it was Peak, and I know that you asked Marco Sturm about it. We'll hear later in the pregame show. But Peak played over 26 minutes, most he's played this season. You had three defensemen play over 26 minutes in that game against Detroit the other day. So leaning heavily on those top three. And then you get help from the wingers. And if they're playing that way, and you get the good special teams, and they're hard to play against, and they're physical, and other than taking too many penalties, you kind of have a pretty good idea of where you want them to be and what they should look like when they're having success.
Well, as you mentioned, they've recently gotten Middlestat back. They've recently gotten Elias Lindholm back. Tonight, they get another player back in the lineup in Victor Arvidsson. They'll still be without David Pastrnak. He did not make the trip. From what Marco Sturm said this morning, sounds like we may not see him at all this week. Going to wait until they get him back on the ice for at least a skate or two before they even think about getting him back in the lineup. But Arvidsson gets back in after missing 7 games with a lower body injury. He had scored in 4 of the last 7 games before he was hurt earlier this month in Montreal.
No, I felt like I created a lot of chances, and worked hard, and I played great. It kind of came for me at that time, and it was unfortunate that the injury happened. So I think I'm going to just try to get back to where I ended.
Yeah, Arvidsson, he played a a strong game against the Montreal Canadiens. He had a nice goal there and a milestone for him. So, you know, he was kind of rounding into form. He had a kind of a slow start, I think, you know, but that line can do some damage. You know, Middlestad has come around. He's been playing better as well. You know, he had to miss some games because of injury, of course, but you know, he's kind of upped his game a little bit. And we already talked about Zacha and how Zaka's been really strong all year long and in a lot of different areas for them and can cover up for some mistakes here and there. So, you know, Arvidsson's a hard worker. He'll go to the net. Not a big guy, but he'll go to the net. He'll work the corners. He's always in your face. And, you know, they like that on that right side. And if that line can have some chemistry kind of moving forward, can really be big help offensively.
Well, speaking of offense, 2 more goals on Saturday for Morgan Geeky, now 20 on the season, tied for the league lead with Colorado's Nathan McKinnon. One of those goals on Saturday was a one-timer. The other one was a tip-in, and that's something that Geeky said he's been working on improving.
Yeah, I think, you know, that's a skill I've tried to develop, you know, over the last couple of years, and I think it's important to try and find those quiet spots and tendencies that, you know, guys you play with have, and I think, you know, I've just tried to do a good job of trying to learn the guys that I play with.
Yeah, testament to his work ethic and wanting to continue to get better, not being complacent and just happy with where you're at, right? And 20 goals on the season. I think he's still tied with McKinnon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. They both play tonight, so who knows? That could change. But scoring goals in different ways, getting to different areas. He's more of a threat now in different areas on the power play, which makes the power play a bit more unpredictable. You know, when you've got him and Pastrnak in the lineup together, which side does Pastrnak line up on? Which side does Geeky line up on? Does he go into the middle, into the bumper? You know, does Pastrnak go out near the blue line on that right side, or does he, you know, set up shop in the left wing circle? There's so many different looks that they can give a team when he's a threat with more than just the one-timer. And we've seen that all year long. He can beat you with just the shot itself, you know, coming down that right wing or left wing. He can beat you with the one-timer, but he can also get to the middle of the ice and have some of those tippage.
Jeremy Swayman going to get the start for the second game in a row in goal. 5th start for him in the last 6 games. He was excellent again on Saturday in the win, and Marco Sturm says you got to ride the hot hand.
He's too good right now. I don't want him to rest. So if you have any time now, we had 2 days in between. I think give him enough rest again to have a few games in him. So he's doing excellent, and again, it's going to be a tough game again today. And I think just he's the right guy.
Believe it or not, a little bit of a light week for the Bruins, if that makes any sense at all, right? You played Saturday, you had Sunday and Monday off. You know, you play today, obviously, and then you go home and you play Thursday and Saturday. So there are only 3 games this week. There's been a lot of 4-game weeks, and that's why the Bruins have played so many games so far this season. And a lot of teams have, but, you know, the Bruins right up there. So this is, you know, can you ride him? And I think that's what I'm getting at is, can you continue to play him? I mean, Korpisalo really hasn't done anything wrong. I mean, he's played well. He's giving you a chance to win when he's been in the lineup. But Swayman is kind of dialed in right now. And until that changes, hopefully it doesn't. Until that changes, then, you know, I think you're going to ride him for a little while longer. I don't know if he plays every game this week, but, you know, definitely here today and, you know, continue to play him.
Yeah, he's 8-2 in his last 10 starts. Goals against of 2.06 and a .934 save percentage. You got to get him in there as much as you can while you have the opportunity. Counting you down a puck drop here in Detroit. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. We'll go around the NHL, including the Rangers, without defenseman Adam Fox.
Injuries are part of the game. Every team goes through them. We're no different. I mean, obviously, Foxy's not an easy guy to replace for so many reasons. You know, I'm sure I'm stating the obvious when I say that.
I'll chat with Marco Sturm about tonight's game.
We got to find a way to stay out of penalty box because of their power play is very, very dangerous. Again, we got to take care of their top guys. They're very skilled.
And up next, we'll talk about the Detroit Red Wings here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic. Hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
The new DQ Crispy Onion Cheeseburger $7 meal deal has everything and more. With a Crispy Onion Cheeseburger, full-size fries, a drink, and a sundae, you gotta try the new Crispy Onion Cheeseburger $7 meal deal. For a limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy taste good.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive locally. Every time we feed the puck for a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord, a 4.49% APR on a 2025 Pilot, or a 0.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline.
See dealer for financing details.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Crowd booing. Here comes DeBrincat, slowly over the line, makes his way into the left circle, out in front with a deke. He shoots. Swayman the save, and the game is over.
Round 2 of the season series between the Bruins and the Red Wings coming up. These first 2 games coming as part of a back-to-back home-and-home set. From the Red Wings' perspective, head coach Todd McClellan spoke about their 2 third-period comebacks to force OT on Saturday.
They have that in them. I thought we got through the neutral zone a little bit better and established a forecheck in the second half of the game that we didn't have early in the game. And that gave us a little more confidence that they really block a lot of shots. I think they led the league in block shots per 60 coming into the game. You can see why they got in shooting lanes. We're a little too fine sometimes. Do we really want to slow things down and pick a spot? Sometimes you got to speed them up and just get the shot off. Did that a little bit more later too.
Yeah, they weren't giving up. They weren't going away. It kept the game close enough where, one mistake and the puck ends up in the back of the net. There was a turnover inside the Bruins zone, and that was Raymond's goal and on the tip-in. It just managing the puck. We talked to Elias Lindholm after the game, right? And he said that he really liked the way they played for 40 minutes. Maybe the last 20 they sat back a little bit and didn't quite have what they needed to close that game out the right way. They ended up getting the win in a shootout, but they want to play a little bit tighter, whether it's through the neutral zone, as Todd McClellan was just saying, making them work a little harder to get through some of that area. Easier said than done. They've got some guys that can, get that blue line and then make plays once they're in the offensive zone. Patrick Kane used to be one of the best at it, still is very good at it. Dylan Larkin get into the zone. So there's some guys that can get in there, but the Bruins want to be tight in that area and smart in that area, especially without the last change here today. So you're not going to be able to dictate the line matchups or the deep pair matchups.
Well, you mentioned, kind of showing that they don't give up. Well, Moritz Seider talked about that after the game.
Yeah, big time. I think that just shows character. That we never quit in this locker room, even though we're behind. And obviously everyone knows they're kind of playing a very passive system where you get the puck a lot and kind of have to fight your way into the zone. But I think we had a really good game plan, really stuck to our structure, and then capitalized on the chances we got.
Yeah, of course, there was Seider that dropped the gloves there with Kastelik early in that game. He left for a little while, but did return. So, good news for him. He plays a hard brand. He plays a very hard game. He doesn't mind getting in your face. He'll finish hits. He'll cross-check you or whack you. And Kastelik took exception to it last game. And Kastelik's a more experienced guy when the gloves come off. But, for Seider, he leads them in ice time, plays a lot of hockey for them, and a lot of important minutes for them.
I know a lot of Red Wings fans were cringing with that, seeing Seider take on Kastelik. They also asked him after the game, do we need a tough guy around here? You need to be a little bit tougher. And he said no, he thinks they're good in that department. So we shall see. Time now for the Catches Law injury report. David Pastrnak did not make the trip. Will miss his third game in a row with an undisclosed injury. Marco Sturm saying today does not expect Pastrnak back this week. Victor Arvidsson was activated off IR today. Charlie McAvoy, Henry Jokiharju, Matej Blumel, Jordan Harris all remain on injured reserve. The injury report is brought to you by Catches Law, the official law firm of the Boston Bruins. They've won over $3 billion for their clients. When you're injured and can't work, turn to Catches Law. There's no fee unless you win. Go to catcheslaw.com and schedule your free consultation today. Alex Barth will check the Sports Hub headlines coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Hey New England, Drake May here. I'm always striving for greatness on the field, but greatness doesn't wait. It gets up, shows up, and moves forward. It takes hard work, ingenuity, and progress to achieve it. That's exactly what Chevy had in mind with the Chevy Silverado. Built bold, built for what's next. It has it all. Power, versatility, tech, comfort, the sky's the limit. Everything a great quarterback is looking for on the road. Because I know the Silverado is striving for that greatness just like me. Get to your local New England Chevy dealer today and check it out. The Chevy Silverado. Built to lead, built for greatness.
The new holiday scratch tickets from the Mass Lottery are here. And with $191 million in total prizes, it's the holiday gift even Santa can't compete with. Sorry, big guy. The new holiday scratch tickets from the Mass Lottery. Must be 18 or older to play.
Technology is meant to connect us, but when organizations rely on disconnected systems and outdated platforms, it's no wonder teams struggle to move as one. Plant Moran joined your team to close the gaps between strategy and execution, and between your people and your technology. Together, we design smart roadmaps and modernize systems so you can streamline operations, access accurate insights in real time, and become AI ready. Plant Moran, your goals and tech strategy in sync.
At Doyon's Appliance, you don't need to wait for Black Friday to get Black Friday prices. All month long, we're celebrating Black November. Take advantage of these savings from November 5th to December 3rd. All major brands are on sale, including Bosch, Frigidaire, KitchenAid, GE, LG, and many more. All month long, Doyon's has a 4-piece stainless steel Bosch package, normally $5,596. On sale for $4,756. Shop Doyon's at any of their 4 convenient locations: Reading, Gloucester, Bedford, and North Andover. Or shop online at doyonsappliance.com.
Going to the Celtics game tonight and still need tickets? Ace Ticket has you covered. Buy local and save money. Get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit aceticket.com.
Have you tried Good Stuff Smokehouse, New England's premier #1 barbecue destination? Well, I can tell you their barbecue is the best in the state, but now they've also added a brewery. In addition to their 150 whiskey and homemade sodas, come down to Good Stuff Smokehouse and try not only the best barbecue in the state, but their unrivaled beverage list. GoodStuffSmokehouse.com.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Busy night tonight in Boston sports. It starts with the Bruins, who are on the road taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Puck drop coming up just over 10 minutes away. Meanwhile, the Celtics, they have a playoff rematch against the New York Knicks at TD Garden. That game starts at 8 o'clock. Pregame coverage begins at 7:30 over on our sister station, 105.7 WROR. The end of that game can be heard right here on the Sports Hub after the end of the Bruins game. In other NBA news, Pelicans forward Zion Williamson will miss at least 3 weeks with a hip injury, according to ESPN. The Patriots extended their 10-game winning streak with a 33-15 win over the Giants last night. Now head into the bye as the top team in the AFC. Elsewhere in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers have claimed Adam Thielen off waivers after he was released by the Minnesota Vikings. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Alex Barth. RJ and Bob go around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local Honda dealer.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 2026 CR-V, a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy. I love working with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. They put people before profits, and this season, Service Credit Union is giving back in a big way through our 73 Reasons campaign, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout, up to $250,000. Service Credit Union, success built on trust, banking built on service. Join the team and learn more at servicecu.org.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Red Wings coming up. Some of the other action around the NHL tonight includes the Ottawa Senators visiting Montreal. Tampa Bay is at the Islanders. Yanni Gordon, the Lightning have won 7 in a row.
I mean, as a team, we're all always trying to get better. We do video, we practice, obviously, and tons of communication, tons of talk within the group, and to make sure that we stay on track and we keep trying to get better, improving.
Yeah, Tampa's on a bit of a roll. Not only like 1-7 in a row, but Hagel goals in 5 straight. Kucherov points in 9 straight. And they're taking on an Islanders team that's getting hit pretty hard by the injury bug with Kyle Palmieri out for the season.
Dallas at the Rangers tonight. Mike Sullivan and the Rangers lost defenseman Adam Fox for at least 10 games.
You know, it's the next man up, and let's be ready to play. Injuries are part of the game. Every team goes through them. We're no different. I mean, obviously, Foxy's not an easy guy to replace for so many reasons. You know, I'm sure I'm stating the obvious when I say that.
Yeah, and this is a huge task today for the Rangers without Fox in the lineup and just in general. Only 2 wins in their first 11 games on home ice, and the Dallas Stars are humming right now. They've won 4 in a row, 8-1-1 in their last 10.
Toronto visiting Florida. Leafs coach Craig Berube doesn't care to talk about last year's playoff series against the Panthers.
We're motivated. We want to come out and obviously play, keep it going here. We got a win in Pitt, so that's where we're at. Like, you know, I don't know. Bringing up Game 7 of last year does a whole lot to our group right now.
That's our look around the NHL. Marco Sturm will join us next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Coleman.
It's electric.
Call Coleman Electric. We'll yank your old wires, upgrade your panel, recess your lights, and charge up the EV. For any power problem or project, call Coleman Electric, and we'll be at your house in the flick of a switch. And if the switch is broken, we'll be there quicker. Coleman.
It's electric.
No time of the year sounds better than the holidays. We look forward to the opening of new presents, heading out with family to see holiday lights, then racing back home to enjoy a traditional family meal. Or sometimes running back out to grab the last-minute gift. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models now through January 5th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Remember all those ads for $5.29 college savings plans when you were growing up? Of course you don't. That was for your parents to worry about. But what do you know? Now you're the parent, and you can already hear the footsteps of college fast approaching. So this time, you might want to pay attention, because you can use a $5.29 to pay for tuition, room and board, and other qualified expenses. And there's no minimum investment or annual fees. Start saving for their education with a tax-advantaged MIFA U-Fund college investing plan. Learn more at fidelity.com/UFund. UFund College Investing Plan is offered by MIFA and managed by Fidelity Investments. If you or the designated beneficiary is not a Massachusetts resident, you may want to consider before investing whether your state or the beneficiary's home state offers its residents a plan with alternate state tax advantages or other state benefits such as financial aid, scholarship funds, and protection from creditors. Units of the portfolios are municipal securities and are subject to market volatility. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE and SIPC.
As Massachusetts insurance plans renew next year, most are pulling back GLP-1 coverage for weight loss. Awaken 180 is here to help with $500 off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
At Service Credit Union, trust isn't just a value, it's a promise to stand with our community heroes. I'm Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. Become a member today at servicecu.org and join thousands making a difference.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Marco Sturm is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. With Bruins head coach Marco Sturm as they get set to take on the Detroit Red Wings again. You beat them in the shootout the other day. Kind of overall thoughts on how that game played out. It was a pretty defensive battle, at least for the first half.
Yeah, it was. It was. I just think there was a lot on the line for both teams. I think Detroit had a tough stretch, or they still have a tough stretch. We came off a loss. We were not happy, really, the game against the Rangers. So, again, I think that's how both teams started that way, what's normal. And, we just, again, we want to be solid for 60 minutes. And I think overall we did a really good job. Fortunately, it took us to OT there, but again, Detroit pushed really hard in the third, but we still, I think overall, we still managed the game very well.
You had over 26 minutes of ice time for Zadorov, Hampus, and Peak. Yeah. I want to ask you about Peak in particular, because not a guy who gets a lot of the limelight, but seems to do a lot of the dirty work that you guys need defensively.
Yeah, and we need him too, because, if you have a guy like McAvoy out, other guys have to step up, and he's one of them. He's not the young kid anymore. He's, he's one of those guys who've been around in the league, and we need him. And he played great last game. Is there any
hesitancy? I guess you got 5 left-handed defensemen in the lineup. So when you put the lineup together, having to put the young guys, especially playing their offsides, is there any hesitancy to that at all?
No, not really. I think in today's game, the young kids getting more used to playing both sides. Even as a forward, there's not really a true centerman or left wing or right wing. I feel like everyone can play the position, and that's the way the game is going, I think, and that's why I trust the guys like Aspie and even Callan and these guys to play on the right side, even as a lefty. It used to be the traditional way, but I think everyone is getting away a little bit, just in case. Yes, he want to be lefty and righty would be perfect, but I don't have a problem with any other ends.
So last 6 games, your team scored 13 goals. Geeky has 8 of those goals, which is a hell of a number. But how do you kind of get more balance offensively so that it's not all on one guy?
Yeah, no, you just have to understand too. We just you also have to look at the lineup, and also have to look at who's out of the lineup. And if you don't have a Pasternak, if you don't have a Arvidsson, we didn't have Saka for a game. So there's a lot of big names, a lot of goals I think scored. And again, we're just not as goal scoring wise. We're not as heavy maybe than some other teams. And my guys try to do the best and everything they can to score some goals, but. End of the day, if we get 2 points, I don't really care if it's just a Morgan Geeky. That's okay for me too.
You mentioned Arvidsson. He's going to be back in the lineup tonight. What dynamic does he bring you that maybe you've been missing here?
Yeah, I know he's great. He's just a great motor to have on our team. He shows us by example on the ice. He's a competitive player. Again, it's almost like addicting. Just by watching him, and you want to kind of lead that kind of player in person. And again, as a coach, you can, and as a team, you can't have enough of those kind of guys. And, you can't really find him either too many times either. So nice to have him back because I remember the game in Montreal when it happened. That was the best game I've seen for him for a long, not a long time, but, I know he had some tough stretches last couple of years, but he was playing outstanding. So hopefully he can catch on that again.
You guys get Detroit here, back-to-back games. Do you like these little mini-series?
I really usually don't. Makes it a little bit easier on my pre-scouts, but at least it's home in a way, but I don't know. I usually not the biggest fan.
Well, what do you take away from the game on Saturday that goes into your game plan tonight?
Yeah, no. Again, we got to find a way to stay out of penalty box because of their power play is very, very dangerous. Again, we got to take care of their top guys. They're very skilled, and knowing Todd as a coach, I know he's going to get them ready tonight, especially here at home. And we just got to make sure we're ready for him to start.
Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
There's Bruins head coach Marco Sturm. Bruins and the Red Wings are next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZFM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. He's the media group station.
Saturday night against the Red Wings, it took until the shootout, but the Bruins got back in the win column. Middlestat will come in from the right circle, the left shot. Deeks to his backhand and scores! And the Bruins with a 1-0 lead after round one. DeBrincat, right-handed shot, lines into the left circle in front. Saved by Swayman! Stops all three, and the Bruins win it in the shootout. Tonight, the Bruins hit the road for their first trip to Detroit as they look to close out the home and home against the Red Wings with another win. Bruins and the Wings are next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Cross to Esposito, shot. Bang! Cam Neely, wow.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. Geeky scores. And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geeky.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, and by Catches Law.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop of the far post.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th point backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Gordon.
David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we are in Detroit for the Bruins and the Red Wings, the back end of this home and home set. Marco Sturm says he doesn't like these series necessarily. As a fan, I've always liked them.
Oh, I do too. I definitely liked them. In the old days, we would have had to take the train yesterday. No, this is, for the Bruins, I think important, really important. It's Marco Sturm, just to echo his words, but they've been saying it all year long to stay out of the penalty box. It's only a matter of time before Detroit power play breaks through. They're talented. The Bruins were fortunate the other day to be able to kill those penalties. But they also, both coaches talked a little bit about the neutral zone, being tight in that area, and really making the Red Wings work to gain possession in the offensive end and come through the middle of the ice with that speed that they like to do. They've got some speedy guys. They're not built to be an overly physical team, despite what Mo Sire said after the last game. But they can hurt you in a lot of different ways. They're an explosive offensive team. Their issues are at the other end of the ice. So that's where the Bruins can try to take advantage of them.
How do they generate Boston more offense against this Detroit team than just 2 goals for Morgan Geeky?
Some of it's not being in your own zone, right? But I think the forecheck, and I think when you look at the Fraser-Mitten line, with Kaslik and Janot, it's kind of how they want to play. They get in there, they get the puck behind the defense, they get in on the forecheck, they just go to work in that offensive end. Geeky's the guy that's been getting a lot of publicity here, rightfully so. He deserves it. But some of the working class, on the Bruins, and the way that they've battled, whether it's those top 3 defensemen that they're using right now with McAvoy out of the lineup, or some of those grinders up front who have done a nice job.
Tonight's Keys to the Game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Face-Off is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never-give-up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL Shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLShop.com. Fanatics experience.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Town Fair Tire. You work hard for your money. It's time to put your money to work for you. Buy a commercial Ford vehicle before the end of the year, and you could potentially save a bundle at tax time. Take advantage of this opportunity before December 31st on the #1 selling commercial vehicles for 40 consecutive years. And start working smarter with your money. Consult your tax advisor. Then visit your New England Ford dealers to learn more. Based on S&P Global Mobility, CY 1985 to 2024 U.S. TIPNet registrations, excluding registrations to individuals.
This is Boston's home for sports.
As we get ready for the opening puck drop here in Detroit, let's take you down to ice level and our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Getting set for the opening face-off here in Detroit. We'll take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. In goal for the Red Wings is John Gibson. On defense, the pairing of Ben Sherratt and Axel Sandin Pellikka. Up front, Michael Rasmussen, JT Comper, and James Van Riemsdyk. For the Bruins, it'll be Jeremy Swayman getting the start in goal, Nikita Zadorov, and Jonathan Aspero, your defenseman. And up front, the line of Tanner Jadot, Fraser Minton, and Mark Kastelik.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game are presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Larry Wiggin of southeastern Massachusetts. And if the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Larry will win a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Second of 4 meetings on the season between the Bruins and Red Wings. Boston in the road, white sweaters, white helmets, black pants. Red Wings in red from head to toe. Bruins will go from left to right on offense in the first period. They control the puck first. Zadorov trying to get it deep. Jeannot will help it in across the blue line, but we get a whistle and offside just 6 seconds in.
Hey, Rhode Island.
Yeah, you know, the Red Wings, they've got some... Larkin is a guy that can really hurt you up front. He had a strong game against the Bruins the other day.
All your favorite slots.
He's one of a few guys up front that can...
$100 reload bonus.
Fun to watch, fast.
Download it.
Assisted on both of those Red Wings goals on Saturday.
Raymond's a good player offensively as well. Not to mention Patrick Kane.
It comes down into the Bruins zone. Jeannot trying to tap it out. Could not. Whipped around from the far side corner by Van Riemsdyk, who's back in the lineup after missing Saturday's game. Kastelik takes one off the wall and brings it out into neutral ice. Tried to pass it over to his left for Jeannot. Angled in across the line. Kastelik back near side for Minton, a little behind him. Aspero couldn't hold the line against Rasmussen, and puck will come back deep into Boston territory. Both teams change it up. Zadorov from behind Jeremy Swayman. Fires a pass all the way out towards center. Zacha forced backward to his own blue line. Now loose puck just inside the line. Larkin able to bat it down the wall. Around the near side, up off the glass. Arvidsson will play it back through center. Sider onto it first. Chips it past Middlestat. Puck grabbed by Zacha at the red line. Send one across the ice. Arvidsson chasing, but Edvinsson turned it away from the Detroit line.
That's a good gap, though, in the neutral zone, right? You got Hampus Lindholm right at the blue line, knocks that puck away, and the Bruins can go to work the other way.
Zacha gets it in across the line, but offside as it ricocheted off the skate of Raymond.
Now, when you've got the back pressure from the forwards through that neutral zone, you can get them, slow the Red Wings up a little bit, coming up the ice. That allows the D to hold that line, stay up on the play. I think that's some of what they were talking about, especially in the third period, where Detroit was able to get that line and get some opportunities that way.
Elias Lindholm was going to take the face-off, but he's tossed out, so Geeky gets in there. Alex Steves on their line tonight. Puck rattles around deep inside Detroit territory. Sider rushed in the far corner by Geeky. Top played it back across toward the near side. Edvinsson out to DeBrincat. And now Sider finds Kane up the right wing side. Takes a hit from Callahan over by the Boston bench. Geeky grabs the free puck. Behind the net, Lohrei off the near wall for Elias Lindholm to Geeky streaking through center. Carries in across the line. Took a shot. Blocked wide by Sider. Kane backhanded up off the far glass, and it will trickle out into the neutral zone. Picked up by DeBrincat up the far right wing side. Toe drives in toward the slot. Lost possession, and then Kane skated onto it and got a shot in on Swayman.
This is an important pairing for the Bruins defense. We'll see if it stays this way for the whole game, but
Geeky with a drive, and Gibson makes the save off the right pad.
Callahan playing the left, Lohrei on his offside on the right.
Usnadinov in the right wing corner. Deals it back to Aspero at the point. Shot it wide on the short side. Ricocheted around the far boards. Zadorov down into the corner. They'll play it away from Bernard Docker. Aspero into the middle for Asamont. Top of the left circle. And Zadorov shot it up off the glass. Asamont near circle. Got the rebound and fired. And Gibson forced to make that save. Back into neutral ice it comes. Asamont tapped it back toward the attacking blue line.
And forced another turnover in the neutral zone.
Around the far board, Zadorov throws one toward the net. That one blocked. Bernard Docker in the far corner will back it up for Albert Johansson. Bruins turn and go for a change. 2:50 gone here in the first. Johansson starts his way out between the circles. On the left side, Rasmussen coming across the ice toward the far wing. Will deal it for Van Riemsdyk. Deep it goes. Lohrei kept it moving around near side. Kastelik able to shield Sherrod off of it. And back deep in his own zone comes Sandin Pellikka. Taken off the far boards. And a chance in front by Minton. A one-timer gloved by Gibson.
Yeah, so far so good. You know, I mentioned that line with Callahan, or the deep pair, I should say, with Callahan and Lohrei. Lohrei playing his offside. You know, they came right back on the ice that time, but it was against the third line for the Red Wings. DeBrincat's going to be hard to contain, you know, No disrespect to those guys. He's a really good player, good offensive player. That's the second line for the Red Wings. Kane, DeBrincat, and Kopp.
Well, we've talked about that a number of times throughout the course of this season. On the road versus at home, and being able to manage who's out there against whom.
Well, especially with McAvoy not in the lineup.
Yeah.
You know, but and there's been a lot of games where he'll, tired about Marco Stern, he'll change those D pairs in game or even in period. You know.
Edmondson takes one away near the red line. Kane will bring into the Boston zone. Top of the far circle, Kopp, shot blocked by Hampus Lindholm. DeBrincat to the left wing corner, try to play it back toward the point. Comes all the way out to center. Seider will whip it back deep.
When I say in period, I'm talking about second period because you get the longer change. And you lean on some of those top guys a little bit more.
Edmondson and Seider back in the Detroit zone with the puck.
Hey, Rhode Island.
Changing forwards here. Seider starts from the far circle, carries out up the middle. To center ice, chips it off the far wall, gets to it himself, and Larkin was way offside.
Play table games.
He expected a dump and a hard wraparound. He was flying down the left wing side.
And get the fun started with a
$404
$100
gone here in the first period.
Valley Bet Casino. Download it.
So with Arvidsson back in the lineup tonight, Jeffrey Viel comes out for the Bruins. Couple of changes for the Red Wings from Saturday. Mason Appleton with a lower body injury is going to be out for a bit. James Van Riemsdyk gets back into the lineup, and they sit down Travis Hamonic tonight with Jacob Bernard Docker getting back in the lineup defensively. Ricochets out of play in the Bruins zone.
Plus all your favorite slots. And get the fun started.
And John Gibson getting the starting goal for Detroit after we saw Cam Talbot on Saturday.
Gibson, he's had all kinds of problems this year.
Yeah.
Had a rough start and then had an injury.
32-year-old is
been rumored to be traded for years.
Yeah, he finally did get traded over the summer from Anaheim, where he had spent his entire career. 4-7-1 so far this year with a 3.59 goals against and an .865 save percentage. He's given up 5 goals in each of his last 3 starts. Wings coming forward, pass redirected away from him, and Finney. Zadorov on the far boards against Finney, can't get it cleared.
There's the example of the easier entry here for the Red Wings, right?
Aspero to Geeky, throws it out into neutral ice. Zadorov jumping up on that left wing side. Pulls up near the hash marks along the far wall. Will spin it back in deep. Surratt getting to it first in the near corner, poked it up the boards. Lohrei at the near point trying to hold in. Does a couple of times, but now free puck to Bernard Docker. Here's Steves a takeaway just inside the blue line. Gives it over to Asamont. Asamont drives it to the right circle, and a shot hit the outside of the net.
He's had 2 good chances this period.
Callahan with a drive. Save made by Gibson on a redirect. And the rebound was there for just a moment before the Red Wings cleared.
Just out of the reach of Corrali.
Asamont to Corrali. Turned it near side. Husnudinov will chase Sherrod into the corner. Bernard Docker wraps it over to the far side. Tipped out of the zone by Marco Kasper. Lohrei skates back to it in the Bruins zone. Takes a turn behind Swayman. Carries all the way up the right wing side through the neutral zone and down toward the circle. Banks it behind the net for Kastelik, who gets flattened back there by Soderblom. Corrali along the near boards, able to win it from Sandin Pellikka. Tried to get it to Husnudinov, but ricocheted onto Kastelik instead. Husnudinov going behind the net. Trying to fight off Soderblom. Far side, Hampus Lindholm pushed it back down toward Kastelik in the corner. Now Hampus along the end board. Sent it toward the slot, but nobody there. And the Red Wings gain control. 13:45 left here in the first period. No score so far. Edmondson from his own blue line. Skates to the red, lifts it toward Jeremy Swayman. Short hopping toward the near post. He put the blocker to it. Outlet pass comes to Janot. He tried to dump it in. Goes deep into the far corner. Kastelik toward the back of the net. Minton tried to backhand in front. It was blocked off of Seider. Janot comes to get it. Poke checked away from him by Johansson. Almost in front of the net. Kastelik knocked to a knee. Puck will get cleared up ice. And here's Van Riemsdyk sneaking behind everyone. He shoots and scores. James Van Riemsdyk from the top of the left circle beats Swayman. It's 1-0 Detroit.
Boy, a lot of room for Van Riemsdyk coming down this left wing side. Peak doesn't pick it up in time. Sees Van Riemsdyk fly the zone. As soon as the Red Wings got control of that puck down by the goal line, he just takes off up the left wing, gets this pass by everybody. He comes into this left wing circle, and he's inside the dot, left wing circle. Rip it. Far side here on Jeremy Swayman, up over the glove.
Fourth of the year for Van Riemsdyk. 3 of them have come in his last 4 games.
And get the fun started with a $100 reload bonus.
So Detroit with a 1-0 lead. 13:08 to go here in the first period. And the Red Wings control off the face-off. Puck will be directed in by Larkin. Aspero goes to the near corner, wraps it hard around the far side. Sider will kick it back deep. Zadorov to Steves at the hash marks. He'll bring back toward the corner. Finney blocked the pass behind the net. It came out in front. Geeky will play it away. Sider back into his own zone, shadowed by Elias Lindholm. Around to the far side, and it's Raymond. Zadorov takes it back to the Boston line, but his pass gets redirected and goes up over the glass near side. He will take a timeout. 12:32 to play here in the first period. Red Wings on the board first, 1-0. Here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Get meals at Whole Foods Market. Save 30% on Whole Foods Market Kitchen's 16-inch ready-to-cook pizzas with Prime through December 2nd. Pick your favorite topping for an effortless meal. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
The great gifting event at BJ's Wholesale Club offers such great deals, we called in the greatest gift deliverer to spread the word.
Listen here, Santa's hardest working reindeer, letting everyone know the great gifting event at BJ's is on with 25% off select toys, 30% off select video games and small appliances, and more through December 24th. Plus, get free same-day delivery on eligible items. You'll save money while saving my aching hooves.
For terms, visit bjs.com/gifting and save all holiday season.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Looking for the perfect holiday gift? Ace Ticket has you covered. With what you see is what you pay, upfront website pricing, and real Boston people answering the phone to help you, Ace makes it easy. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Celebrate the year-end sales event and hurry in to secure your deal today on a brand new Ford. James Van Riemsdyk's 4th goal of the season has Detroit on the board. 1-0, they lead it. 12:32 to go here in the first period. Face-off will be in the Bruins' defensive zone. Pavel Zacha going to take the draw. Middlestat and Arvidsson on the wings with him. Zacha didn't take but one face-off maybe in that game the other day.
At least one in overtime.
Yeah, that was, I think, the first one he took.
They were killing a penalty, right?
Was, yeah, shorthanded in overtime on Saturday. Coming off an injury that kept him out of Friday's game. The puck gets wrapped into the Detroit zone. DeBrincat will chip it past Zadorov and up the far side. Aspero will skate back to it first. Puck to the near side for Zacha, whipped it across ice. Zadorov off the Karen, just pokes it forward under pressure. Sandin Pellikka will give to Sherratt coming behind the Detroit net. Out towards center ice. Kopp gloved it down. Passed it along for DeBrincat. DeBrincat carries into the Boston zone. Top of the right circle. A shot. Swayman couldn't corral it. It was loose in front there, but Middlestat able to play it away. Free puck inside the Bruins zone for Aspero. Behind the net, Zadorov takes a look up ice. Skates it toward the near circle. Pass up the left side toward Pete. Directed into the Detroit zone, thrown right back out of there, and Casper will bring the Red Wings back forward. Lorot runs him off the puck. Peak has his man Danielson pinned up against the wall near far side, and Lorot volleys it out towards center. Johansson over to Bernard Docker. Casper at center ice. Right side for Danielson. Chip down the wall. Corrali out of the far corner will play it out. Busnadinov picks it up coming through the neutral zone, cutting to the left wing side. Throws a long shot off of Gibson. Went off of Gibson, off the back glass, and back out in front off of Gibson again. Red Wings will bring it away. Edvinsson to the left side. Soderblom hands back to Edvinsson. Coming down the left circle, a shot rising up over the crossbar. And ricochets off the glass out to center ice. Seider backing up toward his own zones. Both teams get some changes on with 10:40 to play here in the first. Rasmussen laid it down into the left wing corner. Aspero sweeps it around to the far side. Jeannot picks it up on the fly. Jeannot to Kastelik. Will backhand it deep off the end boards and toward the side of the net. Gibson sticks it around toward the near side. Aspero got it in front. Kastelik, a save made by Gibson. And then Minton a chance on the rebound as well.
And this line's had some good chances here early in this first period. This line in the fourth line, and active in that offensive end.
Compher gets back into the Bruins zone. Sherratt out near the blue line, trying to find a lane around Kastelik. Throws it over to Sandin Pellico. Sent one to the slot. Kicked on into the near corner. Kastelik lifts it up the wall. Sherratt gloved it down. Throws another shot toward the net, and that one scooped up by Swayman, and he hangs on to it.
Play table games with
9:54 to go here in the first period. It's the Red Wings 1 and the Bruins nothing. Here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 48 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
When it's really cold, you'll feel it in your bones, and your house will feel it in its pipes. Of course, if your pipes burst, you're going to feel it in your wallet, too. That's why Safety Insurance offers discounts to Massachusetts and New Hampshire homeowners if you have water leak devices or freeze detection systems. It's smart to think safety first. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
The new DQ Crispy Onion Cheeseburger $7 meal deal has everything and more. With a Crispy Onion Cheeseburger, full-size fries, a drink, and a sundae, you gotta try the new Crispy Onion Cheeseburger $7 meal deal. For a limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy taste good.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
9:54 left first period. Red Wings with the 1-0 lead. James Van Riemsdyk set up by Albert Johansson and Moritz Seider at 6:52 is the difference so far. Face-off will be in the Boston defensive zone. Elias Lindholm against Dylan Larkin. Near circle down to our left. Face-off win for the Red Wings. Edvinsson at the left point. Shot. The shade off of Elias Lindholm. Swayman able to cover it up in front of his crease.
A couple chances. It was a good pitch by Aspero. This is with the third line on the ice. Aspero down the right wing boards. Kept that puck alive. All of a sudden it's in the slot. Two chances at it. This one was probably Minton on the rebound.
Face-off win by Lindholm this time. Elias, that is. Hampus goes around behind the net. At the left side, Miss Steves. Volley back toward the Boston zone. Batted out of the air by Pete. But picked up right at the blue line by Raymond. To Larkin. Left circle shot. Up off the back glass, and it caught a piece of the netting in the far corner, says the referee. So
got that out of the air.
Casino. Download it.
Spike it like a volleyball coming down.
That thing out of the zone.
Talk to Marco Sturm about Peak and his 26-plus minutes the other night. And kind of the guy who, not going to get a lot of the limelight, but does a lot of the work that this team needs. It's a face-off win here. Aspero will wrap it behind the net for Middlestep.
Aspero has been asked to do a lot more.
Zaka will carry it up the right wing side here.
All the deep for that matter.
Middlestat chopped off his stick by DeBrincat, who turns back the other way. Zaka and Aspero able to knock the puck away from him. Zaka going to drag it back in. To the far side, Arvidsson.
A little selfish there. I think he could have got to the middle for that shot.
Aspero blocks a pass intended for DeBrincat, who is trying to break free. They'll rim around the near side. Kopp reversed it back to that far corner. Arvidsson takes a bump. Backhands the puck along to Zadorov. Settles in behind the Boston net. 8:45 to go here in the first period. Bruins down a goal. Zadorov, long pass up the middle. From the red line, redirected deep by Husnudinov. Gibson backhands it out from behind the net. Soderblom with Callahan and Husnudinov surrounding him. Now Asimont gets in there with a stick and gets the puck back along the end boards. And around the near side, Casper knocked away from him by Corrali. Asimont to Husnudinov. His shot blocked by Bernard Docker in the slot. Husnudinov along the far side board. Deflected pass comes to Corrali. He fires. That one knocked down and batted around near the blue line, and it's a hand pass against the Bruins.
Your favorite slots. And get the fun started with a $100 reload bonus. Valley Bet Casino. Download
Blocks
it.
there for Detroit to get stuck inside their own zone against the Bruins' fourth line again. The Detroit's had one good chance, and it was a breakaway by Van Riemsdyk. That's been it. And the Bruins have had the better of the opportunities.
The shots on goal are 8-4 in favor of Boston.
Corrali said after Callahan batted that puck that maybe one of the Red Wings had touched it.
Puck gets stumped in here by Peak, delayed offside against the Bruins. And Riemsdyk cross to the near side for Edvinsson, back across to the far side. Jeannot denies entry, and puck comes caroming back deep into Detroit territory. Sider sends it around the near side boards. Peak able to steal it off the near wall, but then lost it out across the blue line. And here's Van Riemsdyk, good speed up the left wing side. Drags it around Hampus Lindholm, but Swayman stops him with the shot from in tight.
Play table games with real dealers.
Turning back the clock, change Van
I was just
Riemsdyk
thinking
is,
the
right?
same thing.
Nice move around Hampus Lindholm as he's coming down the left side. Lindholm comes over to play, and then a little drag. Kind of hops by him a little bit, goes to the backhand. Swayman stayed with him on that one.
17th season for James Van Riemsdyk. Over 1,100 career games.
2007 draft, right? He was number 2 overall. His teammate, Patrick Kane, was number 1 overall.
Face off to Swayman's left, comes toward the slot, and Steve's able to help clear that puck. Foot race for it back into the Detroit zone. Around the near side wall, Aspero pinching on Finney. Puck gets through both of them. Raymond from the red line sends a floater just wide of Swayman. Try to tee it up for Zadorov at the side of the net. Larkin helped to disrupt that. Finney coming back toward the near side corner. Angled off the boards for Sherrod at the left point. Around behind the net, past Larkin. Geeky at the far side hash marks will drop it back to Aspero. Tried to get a return pass. Instead gave it right to Larkin, who threw it in front for Finney. Sticked away by Swayman. Elias Lindholm to center ice. Will get it down into the right wing corner. Sherrod to it first. Deep wide pass to Larkin on the left wing side. Chips it past Pete. Gorai will spin it back up the near wall. It'll come back outside the blue line before Patrick Kane skates onto it. 6:38 to go here in the first period. Bruins down a goal. Pete inside the Boston zone. Send it off the near glass. Kane kicked it to keep it in. Middlestat gets it back out. Zaka right at his own blue line. Hands off to Middlestat. Lost it coming through the neutral zone, and here comes Kane. Try to get into the middle for DeBrincat. Knocked away. Kopp has it. And now DeBrincat over to that right side. Kane near the top of the faceoff circle. The Sider stepping in from the left point. Shoots and scores. Turnover in the neutral zone. And Detroit makes it 2-0 as Mo Sider fires one home.
That's exactly what it is. You turn the puck over. The Bruins have done that a couple times, but they come right back the other way. Detroit does. Sider eventually gets his puck at the point. Great screen in front. I mean, Swayman never sees this puck, and that's Kopp who's right in front of Swayman, taking away his eyes. Kopp and Peak are there. Swayman just tries to be positionally sound. And Sider floats this one through. It's just a wrist shot that comes through. He's going to beat Swayman to the blocker side, but he said one that he never sees.
For Mo Sider, already a goal and an assist here in this first period. His 5th multi-point game of the season, 4th goal of the year. And it's a 2-0 Detroit lead. Still just over 6 minutes to go here in the first period. Hampus Lindholm coming behind Swayman, rims it around the far side. It'll go all the way down into Detroit territory. Gibson goes out behind the net. Plays it into the far corner. Corrali forced to turn over along that far side wall. Usnadinov far circle, trying to get it to Corrali. Directed up into the air. Zadorov's got it now at that left wing circle. Skates it around behind the net. Brings it out toward the near side blue line. Trying to protect it and does. Corrali over to the far side for Hampus Lindholm. Back toward the middle of the blue line for Zadorov, but couldn't get it to him cleanly, and Kasper will play it back deep. Zadorov crunches him along the near wall. Usnadinov.
Kasper saw him coming. I dropped the shoulder. Pretty good.
Here's Corrali dropping it back to Hampus Lindholm. Now to Lohrei. Pivots away from Comfort's pressure. Janot on the right side will send it around behind Gibson, who comes out to stop it behind the net. Lifts it around the glass near side. Kick free near the top of the face-off circle. Janot got it back toward the corner. Minton in pursuit. Puck back toward the near side point. Lohrei couldn't keep it in. Rasmussen will bring it ahead with Van Riemsdyk. Aspero kicked that puck off into the far corner, and Janot gains possession. His pass hit a skate. Came firing back towards Swayman. And Riemsdyk trying to push it down toward the corner. The puck goes up and out of play instead. 4:45 left here in the first period. Detroit with a 2-0 lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V. Hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Feeding the Puck for Families is proudly presented by the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation. With every assist, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to the Greater Boston Food Bank to end hunger here in our local communities. Up to $50,000. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic. Hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Don't miss the excitement Thursday night as the Boston Bruins take on the St. Louis Blues at 7 p.m. at TD Garden. Tickets going fast. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets and lock in your spot to be part of the crowd as the Bees hit the ice against former coach Jim Montgomery. Face-off coming up inside the defensive zone. 4:45 to go here in the first period. Bruins down 2-0. Moritz Seider's 4th of the year from Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat at 13:49. Doubling up the Red Wings lead. Steve's on the far circle. Lost it. Larkin. They'll play it toward Raymond near side. Aspero trying to chop it away from him. And Zadorov grabs the free puck. Lifts it up off the glass. That's going to bounce down for an icing, though.
$100 reload bonus.
A couple mistakes by the Bruins. You're one with the puck, one without the puck. Detroit opportunistic and taking advantage of that. Zadorov having a conversation with, is that Finney? It was Finney. Looks like he'd still be in high school.
They put his photo up on the board here before the game, and yeah, he looks like he's about 13 or 14 years old. 20-year-old rookie. Off the draw, Zadorov going to pull it back behind the net. Puts it ahead. Home let it go, and
they'd have to make a little alteration. The Bruins, a little adjustment on those faceoffs that they're winning. Detroit sitting on that, you go around the net to try to get that puck out. They're sitting on the winger over there. There's an outlet.
Sider. The puck back in behind the Detroit net. Down to the far corner. Raymond for Larkin. Whips it across ice. Here's Finney up the left wing side. Gives it to Sider coming down the circle. Zadorov forced his shot wide. On the far side circle. Larkin. Played it back for Finney in the far corner. Now Raymond will bring it along the far circle. Turns and sends it back down the wall. Larkin behind the net. Carries it out toward the near circle. Try to find Raymond coming down the middle. Geeky helping to chop that away. Aspero as well. Aspero will play it over to Zadorov, who brings it back behind the Boston net with 3.5 to play in the period. Up the right side to Geeky. Fired around the boards of the Detroit zone. Kane wheels into the middle for DeBrincat coming through center ice. Cutting to the left wing side as he comes into the Boston zone. Top got it down into the left wing corner. Hampus Lindholm is there. Peak will push it past DeBrincat. Tapped out of the air by Arvidsson, and they're going to call that a high stick.
Hey, Rhode Island, keep it real with the
Touch that puck with a high stick. Looked like the Bruins might have an odd man rush coming there instead.
Odd man rush breakaway.
Yeah.
And get the fun started with a $100 reload bonus. Valley Bet Casino. Download it.
Well, instead, they'll settle for a defensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, it was Arvidsson who played it past Sherratt right at the blue line.
For Arvidsson, back in the lineup. 7 games he missed after being injured late in that game in Montreal. Here's Kopp from his own blue line, starting the Red Wings forward. Cross ice pass on the near side to DeBrincat.
Hey, Rhode Island, keep it real with the all-new Valley
Brings the
Bet
puck
Casino
from
app.
him, sends it
Play
out
table
towards
games
center,
with real dealers
and a
for
hand
real
pass
money.
against
Plus all your
Johansson
favorite slots.
in the neutral
And
zone.
get the fun started with a $100 reload bonus. Valley Bet Casino.
Prior to that
Download it.
injury, Arvidsson had scored 4 goals in 7 games, 5 points in that span.
Yeah, one of them on the power play, if I remember right. It was against Montreal.
The guy that Marco Sturm knows well and says he, adds some leadership on the ice. Face-off controlled here by Detroit. Directed deep by Danielson. Swayman gives into the near corner for Roy. His pass picked off by Soderblom. Soderblom pushed it back toward the corner. Casper there as well. Lorai wins it back. Tried to go behind the net with it. Passed away from Soderblom. Now Lorai's got it back. He's going to skate it out through center ice. On the right side, it comes to Asamont, just inside the line. Center blue line, Callahan shot, and Gibson takes that one in the chest and hangs on.
Nobody able to rotate to the front of the net. Callahan steps into it as a wrist shot that Gibson has a really good look at.
2:13 left in the first. Bruins making their first visit here to Hockey Town for this season. 2 more games in this season series. One in January at TD Garden, and we will be back here in March. Minton lining up against Comfer on the faceoff. As the puck batted behind the net here by Sider. And around the near side out towards center ice. Aspero lofts it back toward the Detroit zone. Gloved down by Edvinsson, back out towards center. Zadorov will play it down the left wing wall. Sider looking over his shoulder as Janot closes on him. Puck grabbed by Minton out of the near corner. Brings it up toward the top of the circle. Plays it back in deep. Janot in the corner against Sider again. Now Castellic. They'll rim it around the far side. Aspero coming down toward the hash marks. Got spun as he tried to play that puck into the middle. It's taken away. Edvinsson to Rasmussen coming up the right side. Minton is back defensively. And then Aspero recovers as well. Sherratt at the right point here for Detroit. To Van Riemsdyk. Moved it behind the net. Comfer coming toward the near side. To Sherratt at the left point. Center blue line. Sandin Pellica. Shot blocked by Castellic. Poke back towards Sam Dean Pellica, who takes a shot. It got through to Swayman, made the right pad save. Loose puck grab. And Van Riemsdyk tried to get the first shot through. Second one does get through, and Comfer in front for the rebound. Now behind the net, Finney to the far circle. Back to Sherratt. Left pointed drive. That one gets blocked. Comes right back to Sherratt. Throws a wrist shot that time. That one blocked by Aspero. Kept alive by Comfer again. Sherratt walked to the center of the blue line. Shot redirected off the stick of Janot. Broke his stick. Aspero will play behind the net to Peak. As both teams get some changes on, Peak will send it out through the middle here with 35 seconds to go in the period. Steve's able to direct it deep into Detroit territory. Elias Lindholm in the right wing corner. Behind the net. Tipped away from Steves, but he tracks it. Warrock will send it back around the near side. Elias Lindholm around to the far side. 20 to go in the period. Geeky along the end boards. Trying to drag it out in front. Poke check by Gibson. Puck kicked in behind the net by Warrock. Geeky able to pull it away from Raymond. Far side corner. 8 seconds to go in the period. And the Red Wings going to get it back here with Sherratt just sending it out into neutral ice. And that will do it for period number one.
A really good shift there by the Red Wings, trying to make this a 3-0 score going in the locker room. Comfort probably had the best opportunity on a rebound right in front.
So the Red Wings up 2-0 at the end of 20 minutes here in Detroit. And we will be back with our first intermission next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support first responders. This season, our 73 Reasons campaign is giving back over $250,000 to protect those who protect us. Join thousands making a difference today at servicecu.org.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Electrical contractors, your crews have better things to do than sit in their trucks and name cloud formations. Let Granite City Electric Supply get your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery to your job site by 6 a.m. Or pick up your materials with 24/7 access at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations. Let's face it, knowing your supplies will arrive at 2 p.m. doesn't help you in the morning. Experience the GCE Night Train difference from Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland. It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on a rugged new Passport, Pilot, or Ridgeline. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport, a 4.49% APR on a 2025 Pilot, or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Ridgeline.
See dealer for financing details.
At Ocean State Job Lot, we celebrate Black Friday differently. Most of the entire store is on sale, and the sale runs for the entire week. All hats, gloves, and scarves are on sale. All of our coffee, all of our spices, batteries, heaters, and all of our birdseed, electric appliances, Christmas giftware, and the entire clothing department. Even Charmin bath tissue is on sale this week. All food, boxed Christmas cards, tarps, and driveway markers, all art supplies, and facial care. Just about everything. Fill your cart. You'll be saving a lot when you shop Ocean State Job Lot.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And you know, I mean nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
2-0 Red Wings have the lead at the end of one period here in Detroit. For our first intermission tonight, we're going to look back at a very eventful month of November for the Bruins, which closed out on Saturday with a shootout win over these Red Wings. During the month, they compiled a 9-5 record that included a season-high 7-game win streak. David Pastrnak scored his 400th goal, and Morgan Geeky continues to be one of the top goal scorers in the league. Let's take a look back at how the month of November unfolded for the Black and Gold. Shot blocked by McAvoy. Middlestat chips it in. He's got Arvidsson. Arvidsson down the right side. Scores! Victor Arvidsson from the top of the circle. Beats Anderson. It's 2-0. Arvidsson's got it. Lifts it high up into the air. It comes down onto Nikishin's head, and that's the way it's going to end. Middlestat breaking for the empty net, but the time will expire before he scores. Bruins hang on and win it. 2-1 the final score. And they sweep the 3-game homestand this week here at TD Garden and have won 4 of their last 5 to get back to the 500 mark.
If you look at our lineup, if you look at our roster, this is everything. This is everything. We're not like elite, but we have some weapons. We have some grinders. We're a good mix, but we need to be structured, and we need everyone to buy in.
Here's a steal by Kastelic inside the zone. Got it across Minton. Scores! Fraser Minton returns to Toronto and gives the Bruins a 5-3 lead with 3:02 to go. And here's Pastrnak off a feed from Geeky just outside, and he scores! Pastrnak going back and forth in front of Hildeby, and he gets number 400 in his career, and the Bruins have a 4-1 lead.
And everybody off the bench right now to congratulate Pastrnak. Geeky went and grabbed the puck.
It's probably the first time that I really get deep thinking. Like I said, when the guys showed up and came celebrate with me, that's when it hit me. Obviously now having a family, having a daughter and my wife, who they are supporting me. Obviously you get to think about your mom and my brother, supporting me my whole career. So I think that's when it hit me.
Ekman Larsson picks up the puck, brings it along the near side circle for Nylander. Quick touch passing in front for Nyes, and Swayman the save and the rebound comes out of the zone.
Best save of the game.
Into the near corner for Geeky, back to Lindholm, walks it along the blue line, over to the right side for Pastrnak to the top of the circle, towards Zacha, backhand in front, score! Victor Arvidsson with a power play goal, and the Bruins make it 3-1. And Kastelic wins it, Lindholm will eat it behind the net, and the Bruins will win it here in Montreal. Taking round 1 of the season series, 3-2 the final. They beat the Canadiens tonight here at the Bell Center. And for the Bruins, that's now 9 wins in their last 11 games as they pull ahead of the Canadiens in the Atlantic Division standings.
Big, yeah. Honestly, every divisional points and wins are huge. Credit to our Kill and Sway for coming up big for us, and it's always fun to steal the points from Bell Center.
Steves will get it back in on the right side. Gives into the middle. Geeky scores! Morgan Geeky with a one-time blast just under the crossbar. And the Bruins break the scoreless tie with 11:59 to go. Long pass up to the attacking blue line. Pastrnak gathers it. Gives to Geeky, far circle. Scores! Morgan Geeky, his second of the night as an overtime game winner. And the Bruins take it 2-1 in L.A. Skorov with a shot kicked away by Sorokin. Puck is still loose in the slot, and they score! Tanner Jeannot from the right circle gives the Bruins their first lead of the night. Around toward the near side circle, centering pass Palmieri. A one-timer kicked away by Swayman.
Yeah, maybe his best.
Schaefer moving through the high slot.
2-on-1.
Lost it. Minton and Steves go away on a 2-on-1. Minton on the left wing side. Toe drags into the middle. Score! Steves on the back door off the pass. And the Bruins with a shorthanded goal make it 3-1. Left wing side, Drouin floats one to the net. Bouncing puck. Swayman knocks it out of the air. Pushes it back in behind the net. Centering pass gets denied a couple of times by Steves. He's got it. And if he had about 3 more seconds, he might have had a shot at the hat trick, but it doesn't matter. The Bruins win this one 3-1 to go 2-2 on the road trip, and they sweep the season series 3 straight over the New York Islanders. Geeky now at center ice. Gives it to Hampus Lindholm. Right side, Elias just inside the blue line. Walks it down the wall to Middlestat. Over to the far side. Geeky scores! Power play goal, Morgan Geeky. It's number 20. And the Bruins have a 2-1 lead. Middlestat will come in from the right circle. The left shot. Deeks to his backhand and scores! And the Bruins with a 1-0 lead after round 1. Alex DeBrincat will go next here for Detroit. DeBrincat, right-handed shot, lines into the left circle, in front, saved by Swayman! Stops all 3, and the Bruins win it in the shootout.
We wanted to build the identity probably back where it was. I don't know when, but I think in 30 games now you can see it. Guys are buying in.
A look back at the month of November for the Bruins, a 9-5 record. They've got the Bruins into second place in the Atlantic Division. We'll take a quick break here with the Red Wings up 2-0 after 1. We'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Alex Barth coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealers.
There's nothing like the sights and sounds of the holidays. The crackle of a fire, the tearing of wrapping paper, and the of new gifts. The smell of cookies, ornaments on the tree, and the of new toys. Along with the sound of Christmas carols through the Lexus Premium Sound System. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models now through January 5th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Have damaged pipes at your home or office? Don't dig it, line it with a lining solution from Drains by James. DrainsByJames.com.
Drains by James. They give a poop about your pipes.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is getting you home for the holidays. Their quick and reliable oil changes will get you back on the road in no time so you can focus on what really matters, making memories this holiday season. Their team of expert auto technicians will perform their signature service, all while you stay in the comfort of your vehicle. Plus, no appointment is ever needed, so you can stop in on your way to festive fun. Go to NewEnglandOilChange.com to save on your next visit. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of holiday travel.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for Veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
Greg Bedard here. I know you hear a lot about heating, plumbing, and AC on the station, and you don't think about it until your system breaks and you need it immediately. That's what happened to me, and I called Naterno Home Services, a local family-owned company, and they were there when I needed them. Naterno will buy back your old furnace, heat pump, boiler, mini-split, water heater, or water filtration system for up to $2,000. Plus, they offer Bryant HVAC equipment for $0 down with 0 interest for 36 months on all qualifying purchases. Visit NaternoHome.com to learn more. When your house says, oh no, better call Naterno.
Hit 985thesport.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Hey, Bruins fans, the 2026 Pucks and Pups calendar is here. The calendar features your favorite Bruins players and their furry best friends and is the perfect way to start planning for the new year. Visit bostonproshop.com or stop by the Pro Shop powered by 47 at the Hub on Causeway to grab yours and support the Boston Bruins Foundation and MSPCA Angel. Taking a look at scores around the NHL, end of the first in a number of games in the division for the Bruins. The Senders lead the Canadiens 2-1. The Lightning and Islanders tied at 0. The Dallas Stars and Rangers tied at 1. Midway through the first, down in Florida, the Maple Leafs lead the Panthers 2-0. Still coming up tonight, Flames at Predators, Canucks at Avalanche, Wild at Oilers. Blackhawks at Golden Knights, and Capitals at Kings. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Alex Barth. RJ and Bob have the call of the second period coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 48 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
With a crispy onion cheeseburger, fries, or drink a sundae, the new DQ Crispy Onion Cheeseburger $7 meal deal has everything you could want and more. Only at participating locations. DQ. Happy taste good.
All right, folks, are you looking to do something different for your next event? Maybe your child's birthday party, or even just a fun night out with your friends? Splitsville, a Patriot Place, is something for everyone. They got 12 luxury lanes of bowling, 4 best-in-class golf simulators, I love those, 3 interactive dart areas, and weekly live entertainment from some of New England's best local bands. Splitsville delivers a one-of-a-kind entertainment experience for all. Host your next event in the shadows of Gillette Stadium. Visit howellsplitsville.com or just call them 508-698-BOWL. Splitsville, a Patriot Place where you can eat, bowl, sing, swing, or aim like a champ.
The holidays are here, and so is the best deal of the season. Get Astound Gig Wi-Fi for just $40 a month forever. No, seriously, $40. Your price forever. No hikes, no hidden fees. Just super fast Wi-Fi that keeps up with everything you stream, shop, and share this season. And right now, you'll even get a $200 gift card. It's our biggest holiday deal, and it won't last long. Lock in your forever price today at astound.com. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
Hey, it's Mavs for Window Nation. I don't need to tell you, it's cold out there. If you spent last winter thinking that it was time for new windows, it's good that you waited. Right now, during Window Nation's end-of-year sale, you can get 50% off, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. That's on windows that stop those cold, wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and are so energy efficient that you will save money on your monthly utility bills. Plus, they're installed in 1 day, backed with a lifetime warranty, and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon, so don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
I love shows about survivalists, eager to test themselves under the most extreme conditions. Of course, when you consider weather events these days, wildfires, hurricanes, torrential rain, and flooding, we're all survivalists. Visit the Resource Center at safetyinsurance.com and be prepared to protect your family, your property, even your business. The forecast calls for safety. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
Zaka right at his own blue line. Hands off to Middlestat. Lost it coming through the neutral zone, and here comes Kane. Try to get it in the middle for DeBrincat. Knocked away. Kopp has it. And now DeBrincat over to that right side. Kane near the top of the faceoff circle. This Sider stepping in from the left point. Shoots and scores. Turnover in the neutral zone. And Detroit makes it 2-0 as Mo Sider fires one home. And that is our score as we get ready to start the second period. Red Wings with a 2-0 lead. And fans, TD card holders score special benefits at TD Garden. From Pro Shop discounts and free tours, free popcorn, and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. Boston had a 10-7 shots edge in that first period. 22-17 Detroit were the attempts in the first 20 minutes. James Van Riemsdyk's 4th of the year, Mo Seider's 4th of the year, and the Red Wings up 2 as the second period about to get underway.
You mentioned it right in that cut there on Seider's goal, the turnover in the neutral zone. The Bruins had some good opportunities. The majority of those opportunities were from the third and the fourth line. And they're looking for a little bit more, and it was probably the last several minutes of that period, though, the Red Wings had a couple of really good shifts.
Bruins are going from right to left offensively here in the second. Rasmussen trying to fight his way past Asperos. He comes up the left wing side. A centering pass, Miss Van Riemsdyk. Comfort with a shot that goes up over the net. Sherratt will spin it back down low. Comfort waiting for it in the near corner. Zadorov takes it away, gets it to Jeannot, plays it off the boards and out to center ice. Knocked out of the air by Sherratt, right onto the stick of Castlewick. In across the Detroit line, throws one toward the net as Minton was floating in front. Comfort gets it along the near boards and will carry out here for the Red Wings and dump in from the red line. All the way around to the far side. Geeky backs it up. Geek will play it around to the near side, and Hampus Lindholm chips it up to Elias Lindholm near the red line. Gets into the Detroit zone. Larkin right there. Back out towards center ice. Hampus Lindholm settling a puck. Trying to keep away from Finney over by the Detroit bench. Steve's back inside his own blue line. Big Geeky near the red. Knocked up against Raymond. Puck fired across the ice. Edvinsson will pick it up off the Karam. He's got Larkin ahead to the attacking blue line for Detroit and dumped in. Hampus Lindholm backs it up into the far corner to Peak and throws it back out towards center ice off of Seider right to Edvinsson. Edvinsson brings it back inside the Boston zone. Loose puck near the slot, and DeBrincat shoots and scores. And Detroit makes it a 3-0 lead early here in the second.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this one. Neither will Jeremy Swayman be crazy about this one. DeBrincat can shoot it, but it's not played very well out in the high slot area. And DeBrincat finds himself free. That puck brought into the zone. Little pass into the middle. Hampus Lindholm has a chance at it, but he kind of whiffs trying to get to that puck. And DeBrincat all of a sudden finds himself alone just above the hash mark in the right wing circle. And enough room and space to get that shot away. And Swayman gets a good piece of it, but it just trickles past him.
13th of the year for DeBrincat, who's got a 2-point night. And the Bruins down 3. Kopp brings out of the Detroit zone. He's got DeBrincat 2-on-1 developing here. Down the left circle, a shot. Swayman cradles that one against his chest.
Yeah. And then you give up the 2-on-1. Been some decisions today that have been a little questionable for the Bruins. With and without the puck. That's, if you don't have support, you don't pinch, you protect the middle of the ice instead of board side. All of a sudden, if you're protecting the boards, all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1.
Off the face-off, a shot kicked aside by Swayman. Trying to force it back out in front was Danielson, who gathered his own rebound. Instead, the puck will go sent all the way the length of the ice here for an icing.
Detroit feels it. We talk about momentum swings, right? And Detroit's feeling it right now.
Another face-off in the defensive zone here for Corrali. Off the draw, Red Wings have it. Bernard Docker from the right point with a shot. Sticked away by Swayman. Asimov from the far circle, pushes it up the far wall. Ustedinov able to get it in across the line. Here's Corrali down the right circle. Shot. Gibson closed the door. Around the near side it'll come. And Soderblom bringing up the near right wing for Detroit. Send it toward the near corner. Peak tried to move it up the wall. Soderblom cut that off. Corrali stumbles coming out of the zone, but from his knees able to get the pass across to Ustedinov. Marat will wrap it around the near side. Corrali peels it off the wall. Sends it back down low. Husnudinov in traffic behind the net. Casper comes free with a puck. Sandin Pellikka out to center ice. Brings it to the right side for Soderblom. To the top of the circle. Now moving through this slot to the far circle. Back across. And Hampus Lindholm was tangled with Danielson. Fortunately. Yeah, Danielson had a wide open net. Back into the Detroit zone, and Sandin Pellikka playing it up the near boards. Got through Arvidsson out of the blue line. Comfer gets a pass in across the line to the right circle. A shot that goes wide on the glove side.
Bruins are a step slow right now.
Sherratt threw one back toward the front. Asmussen tipped it around behind the net. Arvidsson from that left point. Shot redirected a couple of times and wide. Arvidsson will pick up the free puck. Middlestat with some steam coming through the neutral zone. Gives it over to Lohrei. Back to Middlestat. Wide angle shot. Gibson the save. Rebound forced in behind the net. Asmussen along the near boards will give it for Seider. 16:20 to go here in the second. Detroit with a 3-0 lead. Van Riemsdyk to the top of the faceoff circle. Hands off to Comfer. Tried to get it to the front. Picked off by Middlestat. He sends Minton away. Down the left wing side. Pulls up just inside the Detroit line. Now brings it near circle, and a centering pass denied by Seider. Finney near his own blue line. Over to Edvinsson. Up the left side. Forced ahead by Van Riemsdyk. Zadorov hammered it around the near boards. Picked off the wall. Raymond couldn't handle a pass into the middle. And the Bruins have it back into the neutral zone with Minton stepping across the line. Seider blocked his shot. Bernard Docker sends it around the far boards, and Aspero couldn't hold the line against Finney. Will gather it back in. Minton, left circle, throws one in front, looking for, on the redirect, or Geeky coming down that right circle, but Gibson scooped it up off the ice.
Hey, Rhode Island.
You say a step slow. It's a
Play table games with real dealers for real
in the head and the feet right now. They're just behind. So Detroit sensing that momentum, and they're coming. And the Bruins have given up a couple odd man rushes in this period. That was after the goal that was scored.
Going to go back to Friday's loss to the Rangers. That's kind of how it, when the Bruins started to struggle, the Rangers, smelled blood in the water.
They've switched those deep. Remember, we talked about it earlier, the deep pairs with Zadorov and Aspro stayed the same. They're all over the map right now. Anyway.
Bernard Docker just inside the Boston blue line. Shot one that tipped off of Steves and up over the net. Geeky played it out into neutral ice. The Brinkett slowed it up, but here's Elias Lindholm from the top of the circle, a drive blocked by Bernard Docker in the far corner. Lindholm got it to Geeky. He got knocked down by Kopp. Puck free back to Aspero, skating down that right wing side. Now Geeky sends around behind the net. Kane kept it away from Hampus Lindholm. Now it's loose at the hash marks. Bernard Docker blocked Hampus's shot. Kane gathers it onto his stick and backhands it out into neutral ice as he takes a tumble. Hampus Lindholm from the red line will drive it back in. When he hop out of the corner, Gibson settles it behind the net. Kane from the near side wall. Brought into neutral ice by Johansson. Lifts one in to the near corner of the Bruins zone down to our right. Zadorov skating out to center ice. Cuts to the right side, going to carry into the zone, tries a shot, blocked off of Sherratt, goes over the glass out of play.
Hey, Rhode Island, keep it real with the all-new Valley Bet Casino app.
We talk
Play
about
table games with
and
real
compliment
dealers for real money.
the D and how they battled and played well the other day, and some of the increased workload for a guy like Geek and a guy like Hampus Lindholm. The minuses catch up today. Pete's been out there for all three against. Lindholm, a couple of them. Compliment them the other day, but you also have to point out when it's not their day.
Red Wings control and come out of their zone. Soderblom from center ice. Whoa. That was off a Bruins stick, was it not?
Right, yeah. He batted it out of the air.
Swatted it right into Swayman's lap, basically. Jeremy had to make the save. Here is Husnudinov into neutral ice. Corrali will backhand it deep into Detroit territory. Sherratt, far corner. Corrali sends one across toward the near side. It'll angle off the boards and out to center ice. Lindholm's pass picked off. Sandin Pellikka right back in on the attack for Detroit. From the right circle, a shot. Swayman knocks it down and covers it up.
Dealers for real money.
13:33 to go here in the second period. And Detroit has a 3-0 lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Matthew Slater. I didn't earn my team's trust on game day. I earned it in every rep. And that's how Ira does it too. They show up for you every time with respect, honesty, and an expert team ready at every turn. No pressure, no runaround, just real help. Because Ira's playbook is about people, not plays. I love Ira because they've earned my trust mile after mile.
Visit your local Ira dealership today or visit us online at iracars.com.
As Massachusetts insurance plans renew next year, most are pulling back GLP-1 coverage for weight loss. Awaken 180 is here to help with $500 off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Winter's coming. Don't get caught in the cold. Book your home heating system health and safety check with Super Service today. Schedule now at superservicetoday.com.
Need Celtics tickets to a future game or holiday gift? Ace Ticket has you covered. Buy local and save. Get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit aceticket.com.
Hi, I'm offensive lineman Caden Wallace. When I got drafted, I worked hard to find my place, learning the playbook, building trust, and finding a home in New England. But not everyone has that chance. That's why I'm proud to partner with Heading Home. Heading Home is working to end homelessness in Massachusetts by helping families find stability and a future. Because a real win is when everyone has a place to call home. Learn more at headinghomeinc.org. That's headinghomeinc.org.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
13:33 to go, second period. Detroit has a 3-0 lead.
Guess there's a reason the deep pairs have been mixed up a little bit.
Yes, so Michael Callahan is not on the bench right now. It's only skated 2:51 of ice time in the first period and is in the locker room. So
one short on bench. So
Bruins defensive depth continues to get tested. Without McAvoy, without Yoki Haru, Jordan Harris still on IR, long-term IR. As Peak brings the puck behind the Bruins net in a neutral ice.
They just really had to manage that, the IR thing. You only have so many players on your roster, so between IR and long-term IR.
Up in the neutral ice, Pop gets it to DeBrincat. He chips it into the right wing corner. Knocks down Hampus Lindholm in pursuit of the puck, but the Bruins move out. Middlestat drags around Kane, comes in across the Detroit line, fires it around the boards. Far corner, it'll come back to Peak. Now Zaka on that right wing side. Middlestat brings it back to Peak, center of blue line. Shot redirected a couple of times and wide. Arvidsson from behind the net to Zaka in the near side circle. Centering pass. Middlestat turns, fires. It's blocked. Casey got it right back. Arvidsson left circle. His shot gets blocked by Bernard Docker.
Had some blocks here today.
And DeBrincat will get it past Zadorov, back down into Boston territory, where Rohrai gets a quick up, looking for Zadorov near side. DeBrincat took a wave at it. They'll come back toward Rohrai at the Boston line. Pass off the skate of Corrali, right back to Rohrai. Now right wing side, here's Husnudinov down the circle. Try to backhand in front for Corrali, that's blocked. Soderblom lifts it out up the middle. Zadorov settles it at center ice. Off the near boards to Husnudinov, and right back in they come. Danielson trying to wrestle him off the puck. It'll be played off the near boards by Casper into neutral ice. Soderblom will bring it ahead to the Boston blue line. Try to get around Rohrai. Get the stick on it. Edvinsson from the left point. Throws one in front. Save made by Swayman. Rebound. That batted around a couple of times and now controlled by Zadorov. Zadorov, long pass up the right side for Asimov. Top of the circle, a shot. And Gibson swallows that one up. And now Edvinsson getting into it with Asimov behind the net.
I don't mind this.
If I were Detroit, I would walk away from this. Soderblom in there along with Tanner Jeannot. Talked about Soderblom the other day. 6'8", 250-pounder. Big boy.
Read Jeannot's lips. Something to the effect of, why don't you do something about it then?
No, Tanner doesn't mind.
Nope. The shot came from Asimov. He's going to go to the net. I mean, I don't mind this at all. These are going to be the first penalties of the game.
Detroit 77 has 2 minutes for roughing.
First penalty of the game.
That's it. They just get Edmondson.
Yeah, I mean, Aceman was trying to skate away.
So the Bruins get the first power play of the night. Chance to get on the board here with 11:40 to go in the second. They went 1 for 2 on the power play against the Red Wings on Saturday. On the year, 4th in the league at 25.3%. Red Wings penalty killers ranked 23rd. Face off, far circle of the attack zone. Geeky helps it back to Hampus Lindholm. Walks it along the blue line. Back to Geeky, top of the right circle. Try to get it in front. It's blocked. Came right to Kopp, and he'll one-time it down the ice.
I don't know if they go to Arvidsson, first game back on this power play, but no, let's stick with the same one that they used the other day.
Through the neutral ice comes Elias Lindholm. Chips and chases down on the end boards. Gets a hit on Sherratt. Geeky out of the far corner. Gets it back up the wall. Lindholm gets to it in front of the Bruins bench. Brings it to the center of the blue line. Back toward Geeky. High slot. Shot in and out of the glove of Gibson. Back to Hampus at the blue line again. Fires. Redirected by Elias Lindholm that time up and over. And it'll be cleared past Hampus all the way back down.
2 good looks, though.
Minute 10 to go on the power play. Bruins moving from right to left here in the second period. Hampus Lindholm brings out toward his own blue line, drops it back, and Zacha will go from there. Back and forth with Elias Lindholm. Zacha in across the line. Right side finds Geeky. Center blue line, Hampus. Takes a look around, lines, and fires it toward the slot. Off Elias Lindholm, it comes to Bernard Docker, and he'll lift it down the ice.
They backed way off that one. Detroit did.
40 to go on the power play. Geeky leaves it in the defensive zone for Mason Lohrei. Now middle step. Drops it back again to Husnudinov. Here's Arvidsson. Right side, Asimont gets it back to Arvidsson. Back toward Lohrei, stepping in from the right point. Shot blocked off of Kasper, goes over the glass.
Yeah, a couple looks early, and you had Lindholm and Middlestat. They were right next to one another, almost right next to one another, and there's Detroit just protecting the middle of the ice. The low slot.
24 seconds left on the power play. 10:03 to go, second period. Husnudinov will stand in for the face-off against Larkin. And now Husnudinov kicked out. And Arvidsson will stand in his place. Larkin wins it back toward the corner. Sherratt sends it behind the net. And hammered around the near boards by Sandin Pellikka. Comes back toward the Boston blue line. 12 to go on the power play as Lohrei brings out into neutral ice. Drops it back, and Husnudinov with speed through the neutral zone. On the right side, here's Asimont. Back to Husnudinov, peeling out of the right corner. Lost it. Raymond's got it. And he'll bring it out across the blue line. Had his pocket picked by Husnudinov. Red Wings are back at full strength. Arvidsson to Lohrei, coming to the left circle. Sends one back out in front. Came all the way back to the blue line for Zadorov, to Arvidsson to the left circle, and one-timed it off into the far corner. Lohrei gloves it down at the blue line, but couldn't corral it. And now Larkin's got a lane up the left wing side. Crossing past to Kane, coming near side circle. And that shot tipped over the net off Swayman. Sandin Pellikka, center of the blue line. Those one off the end boards. Ricochet to Arvidsson, far side. Jeannot at center ice fields a pass and chips it down the right wing corner. Goes in there against a pair of Red Wings and is able to win that puck. Off the near wall to Zadorov at the left point. Over to the far side. One-timer. Score! Aspero with a one-time blast. He's got his first in the NHL, and the Bruins cut it back to 3-1.
Jeannot makes this thing happen, right? He's going back. They're trying to hold him up a little bit. He just runs over the first defenseman, plows into the second defenseman, and then comes up with the puck. It's 1 against 2 below the goal line. He's going to come up with it. They're going to rotate it back to the point. Go D to D. From Zadorov over to the right side to Aspero, and Aspero's a left shot playing that right side, and he gets all this one-timer.
Jonathan Aspero in his 15th NHL game, his first goal, his first point in the National Hockey League. Got a nice shiner and 4 stitches in the right side of his face from taking that stick against the Rangers back on Friday. Talked to him this morning. He said it wasn't as bad as it initially looked. He was bleeding pretty good when he caught that stick on the follow-through of the shot.
Get 0% APR on select.
Got a lot on it. Kind of fluttered a little bit, but he got a lot on it.
Had 1 goal in 5 games with Providence before he got called up earlier this year. He had 5 goals in the AHL with the Flames organization last season. He's got the puck here off of the face-off. Fumbled it a bit out near the blue line. Kicked out of the zone by DeBrincat. Sent back in on a delayed offside. Sider gives it to Kane. And from near the red line, Kane will dump it in. Swayman had to play a fluttering puck behind the net. Sent it toward the corner. Zadorov didn't know it was coming. Or Elias Lindholm, rather, helps it around near side. Zadorov into the neutral ice. Elias Lindholm will fire in around behind the Red Wings net. Steves got it off the near wall toward Geeky. Now down toward the corner. Edvinsson helped out of the zone by Kane, and Peak will chase it back into the Bruins zone. Under 8 minutes to play here in the second. It's a 3-1 Red Wings lead. Peak from his own blue line out of the red. Dumps it around. Soderblom's got it and will push it off the near wall out towards center ice. Ricochet back deep behind Swayman. Into the trapezoid. Backhanded toward Peak in the far corner. Under pressure. Lost possession to Danielson. Shot off the outside of the post by Soderblom.
Turnover.
Soderblom against Peak on the far wall. Asimont gets involved as well. Puck behind the net. Hampus Lindholm couldn't keep it away from Casper. Now a shot by Sandin Pellikka sticked away. And the Bruins will get the clear. Sandin Pellikka floats it toward the near right wing side. Hampus Lindholm trying to hold off Casper. Casper at the hash marks. Back to Sandin Pellikka. Center blue line. Shot skimmed wide. And that one stayed in play. Asimont thought it went into the netting. But the Bruins will clear it. Boston getting some changes on here. As Van Riemsdyk gets Detroit right back in on the attack. Zadorov able to knock one free from Rasmussen.
Wow. That could have been a penalty for closes and hand on the puck right there.
Back into the neutral zone. Zaka trying to settle down a bouncer. Rasmussen takes it away from Van Riemsdyk. Fires one around the boards to Lohrei in the far corner here for Boston. Middlestat backhands a pass on to Zaka. Zaka skates it through center ice. Brings it across the line. Arvidsson on the right wing side against Comfort. Now it's Lohrei near the top of the face-off circle. Over to Zadorov near side. Arvidsson sent one through the slot. Untouched to the far circle. Zadorov south of the hash marks. Will bring it back up high here. Gives it across to the left side for Lohrei. He'll move it along the blue line through the high slot to the far circle. Back to Arvidsson trying for a one-timer and misfired on it. And Comfort clear.
Take just a little something off that pass for Arvidsson there.
Zadorov will pivot back behind Swayman with 5:50 to play in the period. Long pass up the right side. Finds Jeannot. And he sends it deep. Sider bracing as Castellic comes calling in the far corner. Jeannot gets involved there as well. Against Edvinsson. Minton scoops up a puck, gets it back to Peak at the point. His shot blocked off of Larkin. Loose near the blue line, and Larkin stickless. Headed back to the bench to get one. Bruins reload with Minton firing in front. Off of Sider, it'll kick out up the middle. Peak back inside the Boston zone. Aspero's pass got through Sider along the near side and deep into Detroit territory. Edvinsson takes a hit from Minton to move it around the far side. Larkin under pressure from Jeannot. One hands it behind the net. Edvinsson near side finds Raymond. And he'll play it through the neutral zone. That should be an icing, and it will be.
Play table games with real dealers for real money.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
So off the icing, an attack zone face-off here for Boston. 4:58 to go in the second. Down 3-1 here on the road. Elias Lindholm matches up against Larkin on the face-off. Elias gets a warning. This time they drop it, and the Red Wings control. Raymond in the near corner. Up against the boards by Steves. Elias Lindholm gets it back to Hampus. Fires off the outside of the net. Chance for Elias Lindholm. Short side against Gibson. Now Geeky in the far circle. Elias try to get it down low. It'll come behind the net. Sider lobs it out to center ice. Loved by Lohrei. Pass ahead to Steves. Finds Geeky coming in across the line. Here's Hampus Lindholm moving to the high slot. Shot saved. Rebound score. Steves on the rebound. And the Bruins are back within one.
Well, smart regroup, right? A couple of the forwards for the Red Wings get off, but you got a tired group out there after that last icing. And the defense were not able to get out there, so they're way back, not able to contain in front of the net. And it's going to be Steves who jumps on the rebound.
Play table games with real dealers for real money.
Lindholm shot, gets through, comes out to the left of Gibson, and that's where Steves is. You've got Geeky in front occupying.
Fourth of the year for Alex Steves. Had a 2-goal game last Wednesday against the Islanders. So the Bruins have cut it from 3-0 to 3-2. Still 4:15 to go here in the second. Asimon brings it down the right circle, a shot, and Gibson able to squeeze that one. We'll take a break. 4:12 to play here in the second. It's a 1-goal game. Red Wings up 3-2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V. Hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
I love shows about survivalists, eager to test themselves under the most extreme conditions. Of course, when you consider weather events these days, wildfires, hurricanes, torrential rain, and flooding, we're all survivalists. Visit the Resource Center at safetyinsurance.com and be prepared to protect your family, your property, even your business. The forecast calls for safety. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation this year for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck to help score a goal, a donation of $100 will be made to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help end hunger. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Shaw's and Star Market, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic. Hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Bruins back within a 3-2 score. 4:12 to go here in the second period. Jonathan Aspero from Nikita Zadorov and Tanner Jeannot at 11:09. And then Alex Steves with his fourth of the year from Hampus Lindholm and Morgan Geeky. With all those feeds, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation donates $400 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Bruins battling back here after falling down 3-0 early in this second period. They're going to face off in the offensive zone here for Elias Lindholm. Against Larkin, far circle down to our left. Ball start, everybody jumps in. Back everybody out of the circle. They drop it this time. Elias wins the faceoff. Zadorov's got it across. One-timer by Elias Lindholm from between the circles. Gibson comes up with a big save there.
Toe. Left pad. Got it down on the ice. Got it just with the toe.
Sherratt faced by Geeky in behind the Red Wings net. Up the near side. Finney gets the pass. Turns up ice. He's got Raymond handing off to Larkin inside the Boston zone. Sherratt down the middle scores. Bruins pushing at the other end. Red Wings come back and get right back up by 2.
Yeah, well-designed face-off play by the Bruins. The Red Wings overplay the high one-timer. This time, they get the save from Gibson. They come right back down the other way. And Sherratt is the 4th guy in the rush. And he's going to find himself wide open coming down the slot. Gets this pass from the right side from Larkin. And a wrist shot that Swayman gets a piece of, but not enough.
So Ben Sherratt with his 4th of the season. As Detroit, at least momentarily, halts the Bruins' momentum. 3:40 still to go in this second period. 4-2 Red Wings. Swayman stops a dump in behind his net. Goaltending to Zacha, far circle. Lifting a bouncer past Hampus Lindholm. Came out to the red line. Kopp will feed it back down the right wing side. Zacha behind the net. Kane lifted his stick, but Zacha able to knock him off it. Outlet pass missed Middlestat in the neutral zone. Seider will chase it back behind the Detroit net. Arvidsson peels one off the far wall. Sent it in front. Redirected off Middlestat just wide. In the far corner. Middlestat trying to kick it away from Edvinsson. Edvinsson sent it behind the net. Seider bringing toward the near side corner. To Brinket. Lifted over the head of Arvidsson. Kopp right side to Kane. In across the Boston line. Right hash marks Kane. Sends it all the way across. Bernard Docker's one-timer. Knocked away by Swayman. A little bump in front from Kopp. Gave him a shot in return. Bruins get the clear, but it'll go for an icing at 2:37 to play in the period.
Yeah, you know, it's a heck of a save from Gibson because that was a well-executed play. Right through the seam from the right point into the left wing circle. And then right off the rush. Said Sherratt is the 4th guy up on the rush. The Bruins don't play that as well as they should have on the back check.
Face-off will be to Swayman's left. Zacha against Comfer. Batted toward the corner. Hampus Lindholm first to it. Lohrei. Far side Arvidsson. Under pressure. Puck comes free toward the slot. Middlestat is there. And turns up ice. Skates it to the red line along the left wing side. Will play it deep. Bruins go for a change. Kastelik in deep on the forecheck against Comfer. Rasmussen will steer it up ice. Comfer through the neutral zone. Down the right wing side. Turns it along the near side boards. Tried to get it to Bernard Docker, who had to knock it down at the blue line. Kept it alive. Aspero near circle. Pivots away from Van Riemsdyk and comes back behind Swayman. Jonathan Aspero at his first NHL goal earlier in this period. Zadorov dumps in from the red line all the way around to the far side. They come back out toward the red line. Van Riemsdyk sends a bouncer in wide of Swayman. Zadorov from the near corner. Pushed it up the wall. Asimont kept it moving up that left side. Tapped ahead by Janot. Got in around behind Sherratt. Minton near circle. As Kasper draped all over him. Puck will be pushed out of the zone. Soderblom back toward the Boston line, trying to get around Hampus Lindholm. Far circle sent one in front. Sandin Pellikka couldn't settle that with his backhand. And then loses the pass out of the zone. Kasper will circle back right to the Boston line, and down the left wing side he comes. Shot goes high and wide of Swayman. Ricochets all the way back into Detroit territory as we come up on the final minute of this second period. Seider to Larkin coming through center. Here's Raymond, top of the circle. Shot deflected on its way to Swayman, who made the save. And then Seider off the rebound, put it up over the net. Asimont will lift it back out.
2 passes through the neutral zone, and they come in with speed. And great opportunity.
Hand pass whistled here in the neutral zone against Detroit with 39.2 to go. Red Wings have scored a couple of times off the rush and have a 4-2 lead. We'll take a quick break here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice, and the rugged Ford Explorer with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
39.2 seconds left in the second period. Detroit's lead is 4-2. We have a face-off coming up just outside the Red Wings blue line. Elias Lindholm against Dylan Larkin. Larkin wins it back into his own zone. Edmondson from the far circle lobs one out to center. Peak back inside the Boston zone. Over to Aspero. Tipped ahead up the left side by Steves. In the neutral zone, Raymond trying to get it back deep. Instead, blocked by Aspero. Fires a pass across the ice. Off Elias Lindholm. Off the linesman. Sits down right in front of the Bruins bench. And now he'll play it around the near side. Comes all the way out past Aspero. Trying to keep away from Raymond back at the Boston blue line. And does. Pushed it back toward the Detroit zone. Final 5 seconds of the period. Sider to center ice. Finney. Raymond to the Boston line, but won't get off another shot before the period comes to an end. So the Bruins down 3-0 early in the period, get it back to 3-2, only to see the Red Wings score to make it 4-2 at the end of 2. And we'll be back to talk about the first 40 minutes coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 2026 CR-V, a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy. I love working with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. They put people before profits, and this season, Service Credit Union is giving back in a big way through our 73 Reasons campaign, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout, up to $250,000. Service Credit Union, success built on trust, banking built on service. Join the team and learn more at servicecu.org.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL Shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLShop.com. Fanatics experience.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
The new DQ Crispy Onion Cheeseburger $7 meal deal has everything and more. With a Crispy Onion Cheeseburger, full-size fries, a drink, and a sundae, you gotta try the new Crispy Onion Cheeseburger $7 meal deal. For a limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy taste good.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
Janot at center ice fields a pass and chips it down the right wing corner. Goes in there against a pair of Red Wings and is able to win that puck. Off the near wall to Zadorov at the left point. Over to the far side. One-timer. Score! Aspero with a one-time blast. He's got his first in the NHL, and the Bruins cut it back to 3-1. Jonathan Aspero's first NHL goal, followed up about 4 minutes later by Alex Steeves, cut a 3-0 deficit to 3-2, but the Red Wings would answer right back on Sherratt's goal. Just before that, though, we talked about John Gibson and some of the struggles he's had early on in this season, but he made a game-changing save there when it's 3-2 on Elias Lindholm.
Yeah, off the face-off win, face-off play. Zadorov went right through the seam into the left wing circle for Elias Lindholm, and Gibson's got to move all the way to his right and reaches out with that left pad or left skate, just like he got it just with the toe, and right back down the other way for the goal by Sherratt. So, but for me, Ryan, just too many breaks. How many odd man rushes that period for Detroit? They looked faster than the Bruins early in that period. I think the power play, oddly enough, it wasn't great, but it was okay, and it seemed like it gave a little bit of momentum, for a little while until that goal by Sherratt. So, they've shown that they can battle back a little bit. You would think that you would get some chances against this team. I thought Gibson was very good in the first period. He made some good saves, and the majority of them were on the Bruins' third line. And they're seeing a ton of ice time from 5-on-5, Minton, Kaselic, and Janot, and they got rewarded. It was good. Aspero's goal, good one-timer, everything. Janot makes that whole play. I mean, he gets in there on the forecheck, takes on two Red Wing defensemen, and comes away with the puck. And it rotates it from low to high, gets it out to Zadorov. They go D to D, and then the one-timer. But you asked me even before the game, how do they generate some more offense? I mean, that line shows you what you need to do a little bit of, and Bruins trying to get back to that right now, but they have looked. There's been times in this game where they've looked a step slow against Detroit.
Is that the sixth goal from a defenseman so far this year?
Yeah, not many. Yeah, and one of them's Jordan Harris. He's out of the lineup right now. So,
but I mean, sometimes when you're one of your top players, and obviously David Pastrnak, not only one of their top players, but one of the top players and top scorers in the league, is out of the lineup. You got to find offense where you can find it. They get one from Aspero here.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, you're not going to count on it every night, but it was a good shot. He got a lot on it, and it found its way in. So, I mean, in the second goal even, Lindholm gets a shot through, and there's a rebound out the other way for Steve's goal. But, getting shots through and giving your forwards a chance to battle for a tip or a rebound is half of it. And if one finds its way through, then even better. You don't have a Cal McCarr. You don't have guys like that. Nobody does. I mean, hardly anybody does. I shouldn't say that, but, so you simplify it, shoot with a purpose, get the puck through, create a rebound situation. So it's, I think, from there are players at the offensive blue line, defensemen at the offensive blue line, they have those instincts. Their eyes are up. They have the confidence to make those plays. You can walk the line a little bit, laterally across the line to create some of those passing or shooting lanes, and then there's other guys that they just don't have it. You know, you get it, and it's kind of a back foot wrister with nobody in front, and the goaltender covers it, and there's a whistle, and and the other team gets a line change that they needed. So you know, there's a little bit of both. There's other guys that have their head down to shoot it into shin pads, you know, shoot it into the legs or skates. But, you know, if you've got those offensive instincts, you can create a lot from the offensive blue line.
All right, so down 2 goals headed to the third period. How do they overcome this?
Well, I mean, the formula doesn't change for them. First, you got to be better at your end. You got to be better off the rush. You got to be better in the neutral zone. Some of those goals were scored because they just entered the zone fairly easily. And so that part, and I was watching Chris Kelly over on the bench. Not sure what he was talking about. It's probably something about the neutral zone, though, when he was talking to a couple of the forwards, and now they have to funnel things one way or the other. But to generate offense, you know, we've already talked about that. You know, you've got to put it behind their D and work. I mean, you know, you've only got a couple of real established guys back there right now for Detroit, and that's been their problem all year long. When they've lost games, they've struggled on the defensive side of it, and a lot of it has been 5-on-5.
So it's a 4-2 lead for Detroit after 2 periods here at Little Caesars Arena. Goal scoring back in the first period, James Van Riemsdyk's 4th of the year and Moritz Seider's 4th of the year at 6:52 and 13:49 respectively. And in the second period, Alex DeBrincat, his 13th of the season, unassisted at 1:35. Aspero and Steves for the Bruins. Aspero from Zadorov and Tanner Jeannot at 11:09. Steves from Hampus Lindholm and Morgan Geeky at 15:38. But Ben Sherratt's 4th of the year makes it a 2-goal Detroit lead. Time for our music of the game, brought to you by Live Nation.
It sounds cliche, but tell me what you wait for me. Baby, I'm a rolling stone.
MGK presents the Lost Americana Tour Friday, December 12th at TD Garden. Get tickets now at livenation.com. We're going to check at the Sports Hub headlines with Alex Barth coming up next on the 98.5 Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Comment.
It's electric.
You need an electrician? Call Coleman Electric. We're electricians, and it's all we do. Electricity is serious business, so be sure your circuits are safe and up to snuff, and hire the specialists at Coleman Electric. KUHLMAN. Call Coleman.
It's electric.
Hey, New England. Drake May here. I'm always striving for greatness on the field, but greatness doesn't wait. It gets up, shows up, and moves forward. It takes hard work, ingenuity, and progress to achieve it. That's exactly what Chevy had in mind with the Chevy Silverado. Built bold, built for what's next. It has it all. Power, versatility, tech, comfort, the sky's the limit. Everything a great quarterback is looking for on the road. Because I know the Silverado is striving for that greatness just like me. Get to your local New England Chevy dealer today and check it out. The Chevy Silverado. Built to lead, built for greatness.
At Ocean State Job Lot, we celebrate Black Friday differently. Most of the entire store is on sale, and the sale runs for the entire week. All hats, gloves, and scarves are on sale. All of our coffee, all of our spices, batteries, heaters, and all of our birdseed, electric appliances, Christmas giftware, and the entire clothing department. Even Charmin bath tissue is on sale this week. All food, boxed Christmas cards, tarps, and driveway markers, all art supplies, and facial care. Just about everything. Fill your cart. You'll be saving a lot when you shop Ocean State Job Lot.
Winter's coming. Don't get caught in the cold. Book your home heating system health and safety check with Super Service today. Schedule now at superservicetoday.com.
superservicetoday.com. Hey guys, it's David Andrews. If you're headed to a game this season or just looking for the best Italian food in Boston, then you gotta go see my guy Massimo and Aria Trattoria in the North End, located on Hanover Street. Let Massimo and his team do their thing with family-style feasts, prime meats, local seafood, homemade pasta, the best meatballs in Boston, and extensive wine list. Aria Trattoria has it all. Old-world Italian with modern flair. Valet parking out front with second-floor dining overlooking Hanover Street and the North End. That's Aria Trattoria. Check them out and tell them David sent you.
Hey, if you notice sticky doors and windows, cracks in brick, drywall, or your foundation, that's a sign of big problems, and it's time to call the Foundation Pros, Ramjack of New England. They don't have fancy celebrity endorsers, but dig and fix all over New England and know how to get the job done right. Trust the local experts. Whack the crack with Ramjack. Ramjack.com.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins fans, give the perfect gift for the Bruins fans in your life with a Fan for Your Puck package. Each package includes an engraved puck featured in the 1924 puck wall inside TD Garden, plus a commemorative logo puck to keep as a memento. Celebrate Bruins history by visiting bostonbruins.com/fanfoyer to purchase yours today. Red Wings lead 4-2 through 40 minutes. Scores around the NHL. End of the second also in Montreal. The Senators lead the Canadiens by that same score, 4-2. End of the second on Long Island. Islanders lead the Lightning 1-0. End of the second in New York. Rangers and Stars tied at 1. Maple Leafs and Panthers still in the second period. The Leafs lead that one 2-0. They got out to that lead early in the first period. They're through one in Nashville. The Predators lead the Flames 1-0. Games still to come tonight around the NHL. The Canucks and Avalanche, the Wild and Oilers, the Blackhawks and Golden Knights, and Capitals and Kings. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Boston, Celtics in action right now taking on the Knicks. Early second quarter, Knicks lead that one 39-29. And last night, the New England Patriots beat the New York Giants 33-15 to extend their winning streak to 10 games. I'm Alex Barth. RJ and Bob have the call of the third period next on the 98.5 The Sports Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local Honda dealer.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I got to dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're going to know by name, got to be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. You work hard for your money. It's time to put your money to work for you. Buy a commercial Ford vehicle before the end of the year, and you could potentially save a bundle at tax time. Take advantage of this opportunity before December 31st on the #1 selling commercial vehicles for 40 consecutive years. And start working smarter with your money. Consult your tax advisor. Then visit your New England Ford dealers to learn more. Based on S&P Global Mobility, CY 1985 to 2024 U.S. TipNet registrations, excluding registrations to individuals.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team. Electrical contractors, Granite City Electric has a convenient way for you to pick up and access your materials 24/7. Introducing the GCE Night Train Depot. Pick up supplies when it's convenient for you. All materials are stored safely indoors and order size doesn't matter. It's not a locker. Best of all, it's free with over 27 Night Train Depot locations across New England. Convenience and savings all delivered to you from Granite City Electric Supply. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
This holiday season, lock in something that lasts. Astound Wi-Fi, starting at just $19.95 a month, forever. Not a temporary rate, no hidden fees, just your price forever. Check off one more thing off your to-do list this season and stop stressing about your internet. Fast, reliable Wi-Fi for every device, every holiday, every year, all for $19.95 a month. But don't wait. Visit astound.com today to sign up. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And you know, I mean nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Station.
It's time for this date in Bruins history, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
And this date in Bruins history taking us back to 1967. Johnny Busick scored 2 goals in a 4-4 tie with the Chicago Blackhawks. They would be the 230th and 231st of his Bruins career, becoming the all-time leader for the Bruins in goals, passing Milt Schmidt. Busick went on to more than double that total, 545 career goals. The club record still stands to this day. Bruins down 4-2 here in Detroit as we get ready to start the third period. Bruins will head home after this one. Pair of games at TD Garden later this week. Thursday night against St. Louis, and then Saturday night we'll see the New Jersey Devils before they head out on a 3-game road trip to St. Louis, Winnipeg, and Minnesota. Nice time of year to visit Winnipeg and Minnesota.
Leave that one alone. Just maybe you were talking about Johnny Busick and how long he played for the Bruins, all the longevity there. But you know where he started his career, right?
Right here.
Right here.
Yeah. What? Couple
Not
of
last long?
It wasn't very. Yeah, it wasn't that long, but. Well, we'll see if Boston
two arenas ago.
Yeah, that's true. This, by the way, speaking of arenas, is a terrific one. They have done this. Little Caesars Arena is a top quality building.
No, they didn't hold back. It's beautiful, and I don't know if you had a chance to walk around it.
Yeah,
some of the different areas that they have. It's really nice.
Bruins will go from left to right here in the third period. Down 4-2. As Minton stands in for the faceoff to get it started and beats Comfer on the draw. Zadorov steps just in front of the red line and dumps it in. Around the far boards it goes. Minton fired one in front right through the top of the crease. Zadorov along the near boards keeps alive against Rasmussen. In the near corner, Caster rubbed off the puck. Centering pass by Minton. Taken away. Rasmussen will lead the Red Wings back the other direction. Trying to get around to Aspero. Forced him in behind the net. Chopped the puck off his stick. He puck to Comfer. He sent one back off the end boards toward the near side. Edvinsson to Van Riemsdyk. Minton blocked his attempt. And Aspero behind the net. Brings it out in front. Sends out into the neutral zone. Edvinsson able to keep it away from Minton, but now it's Asimov. Back into the Detroit zone. His shot goes up over Gibson off the back glass. Ustedinov, near circle, taken away Edvinsson. Larkin skates it into center ice. Picked off by Ustedinov, and right back in come the Bruins. Ustedinov trying to get that puck onto his forehand. Lost it off the end. Raymond will gather back into the Boston zone. There's a dipping shot in on Swayman, who grabs it with the glove.
Yeah, you know, for as well as Swayman has played over this last little while, most of the season, to be honest with you.
The #1 dermatologist recommended brand.
But especially this last little while. Today, a lot of the saves have not looked routine. You know? And last game, he was so dialed in the other day.
Mela B3 serum. Visibly corrects discoloration, even persistent dark spots.
Today he's had a couple where, like, they're good chances.
90% show dark spot
and he's gotten a piece of them, but they trickle through.
Right.
More radiant skin.
Yeah, two of the goals, I think, have he's gotten a decent look at.
Especially DeBrincat.
Yeah.
Mela B3
One just kind of broke off him. Here's Steve centering for Geeky, and another kick saved by Gibson. Another good opportunity that time denied. Steves sends across ice. Hampus Lindholm to the left point. Winds it back around the boards toward the near side. Steves, good hit along the wall on Johansson, knocked him down. Johansson back to his skates, takes another hit from Steves, and a right circle one-timer by Geeky turned away by Gibson.
Two chances this shift for Geeky.
Hampus Lindholm sends it across ice. Peak off of Karam. Deals it to Middlestad, who's just on. His shot ricocheted wide. DeBrincat from the far circle lifts it to the blue line, but not out. Hampus Lindholm gloves it down, sends it back down toward the far corner. Middlestad behind the net for Elias Lindholm. Into the corner against Johansson. Back around behind. It got through Hampus, but into the far corner. Middlestad battling for possession. Now Bernard Docker will come away with it. Johansson back toward Bernard Docker. DeBrincat will help it out to center ice. Zaka at the red line. Gets it right back to the attacking blue, and Middlestad's in the zone. tried to get Lori coming in across the line, but missed him. And the Bruins have to regroup in neutral ice. Right back in they come. Arvidsson to drive from the high slot, kicked away by Gibson. Arvidsson in the right wing corner. Zaka brings it back to the near side. Arvidsson one-timer. Johansson blocked that
one. The D
one.
are tired right now for Detroit. Forwards all got off, but the D are still there.
Giveaway nearly given away behind the net by Soderblom. Puck shot around the far boards. It'll go past Zadorov and all the way down for an icing, so they won't get a change here with 3:03 gone in the third period.
Forwards were able to get off, but now the D have to stay. Here we do. That's 3 good opportunities. 2 of them off the stick of Geeky, 1 off the stick of Arvidsson.
Nearly 2 full minutes out there for Johansson and Bernard Docker right now. Face off in the offensive zone for Minton. Far circle to our right.
Taking their time with the
warning handed out here to Detroit. And off the face, puck into the corner. Bernard Docker to it first. Wraps it up the far side, and chipping it out of play into his own bench was Casper, so they'll get the change here.
Gibson, you know, like you said, rough start. Was injured for a little while. Talbot's been the #1 guy, really. But he's been good here today. He was really good in the first period. He's been good here to start the third. And made that save just before the Sherrod goal that would have tied it up.
Yep. Took one away from Elias Lindholm on that one. Geeky's had chances here in the third period. Puck gets cleared all the way down the ice, and that'll be an icing here against Detroit right off of the face-off. So bring it back down the offensive zone for another one. Bruins will move it over to the right side. Now Kastelik will take it. Match up against Comfer. Take your time. And off an icing, just let them waste as much time as they want to, right? Up pushed out to the blue line and just out of the zone. Kick back offside here against the Bruins. And now it's like we have a penalty coming up here as well. Hampus Lindholm is arguing. Bruins had not sent anybody to the box yet
Boston
tonight.
Penalty, number 27, 2 minutes holding.
Get Hampus Lindholm for holding.
Yeah, it's been a clean game in terms of that. Lindholm with his free arm reached out on Van Riemsdyk.
Kind of locked arms. The Bruins killed off 5 for 5 against Detroit on Saturday. See if they can kill one off here. Zadorov, he's behind the Bruins net. He's going to skate it all the way through neutral ice. Down the left wing side, a centering pass off of Gibson. And Kastelik coming in front.
Kastelik was coming on the far side. It was Kane playing defense.
Larkin brings the Red Wings forward. Seider, center blue line. Raymond along the far side wall. Back up top for Seider. Back to Raymond. Down low to the right circle for Kane. Back to Seider. One-touch pass across to Raymond. And he scores. One-timer from the left circle. And a power play goal makes it 5-2 Detroit.
There's some contact here with Dylan Larkin. Raymond complained right away. Raymond had a wide open net. But was Larkin pushed in by Peak? No, there's nothing there.
It doesn't look like much.
He's outside the blue paint. There's nothing there. I'm going to put Korpisalo in, I think, here. Well, he's moving like he was, but nope.
Looked like he was gearing up, but...
Yeah, I think he is. They're getting his helmet.
Getting his stick and mask ready.
Yeah, mask.
So it's 16:05 to go here in the third period. Jeremy Swayman will depart.
I don't know if there was any contact there, but certainly not enough to, and it was. No, he just doesn't follow the pass because Larkin's in front of him. That's why he's still talking about Swayman still facing where the pass came from. He's not happy.
First time we've seen a Bruins goaltender lifted this year. So 5-2 lead. Swayman departs, 18 saves on 23 Red Wings shots tonight. Jonas Korpisalo takes over, and the Red Wings get right on the attack here. Edvinsson from the left point, shot ricocheted off Finney. And Steves played out to center ice. Geeky bats it forward. Edvinsson goes behind the Red Wings net. Trying to reverse hit on Geeky in the near corner. Elias Lindholm sends it around the far boards. Hampus Lindholm throws one back through the slot off of Edvinsson toward the near side wall. Lohrei put it back toward the corner. Reaching for it, Steves. They're able to fight away from Edvinsson in the corner and going in behind the net. That's knocked off his stick. Larkin will spin it up the near boards. Right. That'll go for a Detroit icing.
Had several of those this period, haven't they?
The goal by Lucas Raymond.
That's their power play too. You know, that's the power play is just looking to break out. And Bruins did a nice job of killing penalties the other day. That one, Raymond won't have an easier one there.
It's his 9th goal of the year, 2nd power play goal. He's also got an assist tonight, 9th multiple point game for him this season. Puck gets lifted out toward the blue line and past Aspero. Zadorov there at center ice. Turns back away from Finney. Comes back out through the red line and across the blue. Trying to stick handle through traffic from the far circle. A shot. Gibson squeezed up against that far post. Larkin from his own zone. Long pass up the right side. Directed in by Raymond. Right to Zadorov. Nikita slowly making his way up to the red line to dump in. Gibson stops it to the back of the net. Pushed along that far wall. Finney finds DeBrincat, who gets around Zadorov. Up the right side, Aspero comes over to knock that puck into the far corner. They get wrestling in there. Middlestad's got possession, but under pressure from Kopp. Lost it toward the slot. Korpisalo will move it toward the near side for Arvidsson, who skates it back behind the net with Patrick Kane in tow. Far corner, Kane winds up with the puck. Centering pass comes all the way through back to the blue line. Sandin Pellikka to Sherrod. Now to DeBrincat out of the blue line. Back over to Sherrod, who's already got one tonight. He takes a shot from the top of the far circle, and Korpisalo makes the save.
Well, that's the first shot you want to see if you're coming in cold.
Take one right.
See it from the outside and have it hit you right in the stomach. The crust.
Korpisalo, last appearance was the loss to the Rangers on Friday. Face off in the defensive zone by Corrali. Brought out into neutral ice by Husnudinov, but lost it to Casper. Just over 6 minutes gone here in the third. 5-2 Detroit. Korpisalo behind the net, tried to play it around the wall, and Soderblom got a stick in there first and got it back out through the slot, but Red Wings unable to take advantage. Husnudinov finds a puck along the far boards, gets it out to center ice to Asimont. Off the near boards and deep it goes. Bernard Docker reverse toward the near corner. Johansson played up the wall and out to center ice it comes. Lohrei back inside his own zone. Corrali turned away from Danielson and drops it back. The team's getting some changes on here. Lohrai's pass on the near side. Asimont tapped it across the blue line. Lohrei had his pocket picked by Van Riemsdyk. And Van Riemsdyk up the right wing side. Centering pass. Comfer stepping into a shot from the inside of the circle. Save made by Korpisalo. No rebound. Timeout with 13:04 to go here in the third period. It's the Red Wings 5 and the Bruins 2. Here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
No time of the year sounds better than the holidays. We look forward to the opening of new presents, heading out with family to see holiday lights, then racing back home to enjoy a traditional family meal. Or sometimes running back out to grab the last-minute gift. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models now through January 5th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
As Massachusetts insurance plans renew next year, most are pulling back GLP-1 coverage for weight loss. Awaken 180 is here to help with $500 off. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Have damaged pipes at your home or office? Don't dig it. Line it with a lining solution from Drains by James. DrainsByJames.com.
Drains by James. They give a poop about your pipes.
Need Celtics tickets to a future game or holiday gift? Ace Ticket has you covered. Buy local and save. Get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit aceticket.com.
Hey, Ryan Williams here with 128 Plumbing, Heat, and Cooling and Electric, home of Finish Strong Friday. And at 128, we are proud to be local and independently owned since 1992. And this year, we're excited to announce that we are now certified Evergreen, which is a certification that speaks to long-term commitment and remaining privately held, with a focus on people over short-term profits and exits. Learn more on our website or social media at call128.com.
This is Boston's home for sports.
Join the Boston Bruins Foundation for the 10th annual Be Fit Challenge powered by National Grid. Walk, run, or step at TD Garden on January 25th to raise funds for first responder and military charities. All fitness levels are welcome. Register now at bostonbruins.com/BeFitChallenge. 13:04 to play here in Detroit. Red Wings with a 5-2 lead. Lucas Raymond's power play goal assisted by Sider and Kane. 3-point night for Sider. He's got a goal and 2 assists. Second assist of the night for Kane. As Minton will bring the Bruins on to the attack here from the right circle, throws one toward the net. Gibson sticks it toward the near corner. Castellet on the hash marks, battling with Sandin Pellica. Up back to Peak at the point, over to Hampus Lindholm far side. His shot sticked out of play by Gibson.
You know, that shot just gets through, right? There's a tip on the way in. Forces Gibson to make that save. Handled it well, though.
24 saves tonight on 26 shots.
I think the timeliness of some of his saves, you know, the first period when it was still scoreless, he made some big saves. Or even when it was 1-0, he made some good saves. Mostly on the Minton line. And then, I mean, the save he made in the second period when the game was 3-2 was a great save off the face-off chance. And then early in the third period, when the Bruins were trying to battle back, stopped Geeky point blank twice.
Right. Aren't too many goaltenders who have stopped Geeky point blank this year. Puck comes out into neutral ice here. Zadorov to Steves, backing toward his own blue line. Turns toward the far side boards and will dump in from the red. Edvinsson will play it right back out of the Detroit zone. Raymond in across the line. Left side, Finney. Moves it toward the high slot. Larkin cutting to the left wing circle. Throws it in front. Off Zadorov. Saved by Korpisalo. Stopped the rebound in there as well and gets it covered.
Yeah, Zadorov's going to get a penalty here for some kind of roughing.
He's got Finney by the collar. Well, Finney's down on all fours, trying to drag him across the ice. Sider's got a hold of Zadorov from behind, and Zadorov wheels around, and they're in a wrestling match right now with the linesman trying to pull them apart. And you got Geeky and Finney have a hold of each other.
They're all banging away at Korpisalo, and so, I mean, Zadorov just came through and cleaned house.
Zadorov being shepherded away from everyone by a linesman. Back over
as soon as Sider grabbed Zadorov, and Zadorov realized he wasn't going to be able to get the Finney. I mean, he elbows Sider right in the get off my neck, and he gave him a good elbow.
Sider goes to the penalty box. Zadorov was sent up the tunnel.
Really? For the elbow, I believe. The only logical thing.
Let us hear. Referee talking captains here. Crowd's booing because Sider's the only guy in the box right now, but
Boston 91 has 4 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. Detroit 53 has 2 minutes for roughing.
crowd may not have heard that, but Detroit's going to get a power play out of this.
Yeah.
Zadorov 4 plus 10. So double minor for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. Sider gets the 2 for roughing.
So the second time we've seen a misconduct called in a scrum. The first one when we were in LA, that was Sean Corrali.
Right.
And when we asked Corrali the next day, he said something. He said, and he told us what he said. He didn't. He was as surprised as anybody that he got a 10-minute misconduct. Zadorov might have been for just extra. We want to get him.
Yeah, don't, you know.
Let this thing kind of get out of control type of thing.
Well, it leaves the Bruins with 4 D-men for the rest of the night here because Michael Callahan left the game in the first period and will not return. Sandin Pellikka gets set up on the attack on a power play here for Detroit. They're 1 for 1, covered as the puck comes into the crease by Korpisalo. Victor Arvidsson serving the penalty to Zadorov. Crowd responds to the announcement.
You know, you're left to guessing why he gets a 10-minute misconduct.
Right. So a minute 46 to go on that minor penalty. Corrali and Larkin match up on the faceoff. Off the draw, Peak will bring in behind the net and will shoot it all the way down the ice. Gibson hands off to Sandin Pellikka. 11:45 to go here in the third period. 3-goal lead for the Red Wings. Kane out of his zone. DeBrincat carries across the line. Left wing pass, Kane tapped it to Larkin, right back to Kane. Steps in behind the net. DeBrincat got it back to Sandin Pellikka. DeBrincat again along the left wing circle. Here's Larkin centering off of Korpisalo. Puck grabbed by Raymond, brought back in behind the net. Up the near wall, DeBrincat back at the blue line. Raymond at the hash marks near side. Sandin Pellikka challenged by Corrali. Corrali wins the puck just out across the line before Kane can corral it. Landing right at the blue line, trying to get it through Pete, could not. Kicked ahead by Jeannot. And Edvinsson will go back to get it for Detroit as both teams change up here with 42 seconds left on the Red Wings power play. Finney with some speed through the neutral zone. Left wing finds Van Riemsdyk. Aspero blocked a centering pass. Jeannot feathers one through the neutral zone. Glove down by Edvinsson. He's going to skate it right back forward. Comes in across the line. Near side to Kopp. Center blue line, Edvinsson working his way toward the near wall. Back across to the far side for Finney. Save made. Rebound in front. And Comfer had a great chance at it, denied by Korpisalo.
Saved by Korpisalo with the blocker or the right pad. Right on this power play, little pass in front. Danielson that had the chance?
It is Danielson, you're right.
Little pass from Van Riemsdyk. That's where he's evolved. You know, the front of the net, making little plays, tips, making little passes. That's a pass right between his legs. Backhand pass for Danielson.
Face off controlled by the Bruins. Pete coming to the near corner. Sends it out to center ice. 5 seconds left before Arvidsson comes out of the box. Puck hits the linesman and comes right to Corrali. He throws one down toward Gibson. So the Bruins get back at full strength here with 10:05 to play, but still trailing 5-2. 1 for 2 on the penalty kill tonight. Soderblom bounced one toward the side of the net. Hampus went home to the near side for Pete. Up the right side for Husnudinov. Picked off in the neutral zone by Van Riemsdyk. Soderblom will play it right back deep. Peak looking over his shoulder as he comes back to play the puck. Around the near side for Castellet. Held in by Comfer. Gorai will try it far side. Corrali tips it along for Husnadinov through the neutral zone. Drops it off left wing side for Castellet. Back to Husnadinov and a one-timer from the inside of the right circle. High and wide.
It's 2 against 3 and they get a good chance on it.
Aspero back deep in Boston territory with possession. Up the right side, Arvidsson. Off his stick toward Gibson, who spins it around behind the net to the near side. And it'll be DeBrincat at the red line. Right side, here's Kane across the line. Throws it in front for Kopp. Redirected, and another brilliant save by Korpisalo. 9:04 to go here in the third period. And Korpisalo keeping this one from getting totally out of hand. It's a 5-2 Red Wings lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. That's your local Honda dealers.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord, a 4.49% APR on a 2025 Pilot, or a 0.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline.
See dealer for financing details.
Artificial intelligence, AI, has made my life so much easier. So has IA. Yep, my independent agent. She's a wizard when it comes to delivering great coverage at a great price. She bundled our home and auto with safety insurance. And with Safety's app that monitors driving habits, we saved even more. AI is great. For insurance, so is real intelligence. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll help you manage life storms.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V. Hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
Alex Steve's second period goal. Tonight's electric play delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. At 9:04 to go, Detroit leading 5-2. Jonas Korpisalo been in there a little less than 7 minutes, has made 7 saves on 7 shots and a couple of really good ones. As Seider plays it across to the near circle, Raymond spun around on a one-timer attempt. Puck off the near wall. Edvinsson just able to hold into the line. Throws one in front. Finney looking for a redirect. Steves, cross-ice pass to Peak coming through the neutral zone. Chipped it down into the right wing corner. Seider sent it behind the Red Wings net. Larkin, pass up the middle for Edvinsson. Broken up by Steves. In the slot, bounced off of Seider. Elias Lindholm trying to backhand it towards Steves, but that was blocked. Raymond's pass out of the zone, picked off by Elias Lindholm. Geeky set up Steves looking for a one-timer.
A little bit in front of him. A little bit too far on that front foot.
Edvinsson will drop it back. Seider comes in front of his own net. Going to carry it all the way out to center ice. Cutting to the right toward the Boston line and rings it around. 8:05 to go. Van Riemsdyk pass evaded Comfort, and Zaka up the left side as Arvidsson with some space. Left wing circle shot turned away by Gibson. Sherratt to the near corner. Held along the near side wall by Middlestat. Comfort wins it back, and behind the net for Sandin Pellikka. Started to squirt away from him, but gets it out into center ice. Van Riemsdyk's got Comfort on a break, moving in, and the puck slipped away from him before he could get a shot.
And Middlestat was coming back. I don't think he got a piece of him.
Rott back inside his own zone. Skates it to the red line and dumps it in. All the way around the near boards. Casper sends it behind the net. Kane lost it on to Middlestat. Middlestat Out toward his own blue line, stops there, drops it back to Lohrei. On the right side, it'll be Minton to play it deep. Far corner of the Red Wings zone, it's Casper. Now Bernard Docker up the right side, off Danielson's skate, right to Finney. Finney carries into the Boston zone. Under the wall by Aspero. Deneau will back it up here to Lohrei. Lohrei from the near circle. Up the middle, pass finds Minton. Chipped into the right wing corner. Bernard Docker with Minton bearing down on him. Moves it hard around the far boards. Hampus Lindholm couldn't hold the line. Deneau will bring it right back up and ahead, and we have a penalty coming up.
Yeah, some stuff over by the benches. Bruins had possession of the puck, so we're going to call misconduct.
Kastelik is...
he wanted a piece of Casper earlier in the shift and went after him, and
there he goes to the room.
They gave him a 10.
Boston penalty number 47, 2 minutes, slashing, and a 10-minute misconduct.
Yeah, I just think that they're not letting this.
They don't want this thing to boil over. So 2 and a 10 for Kastelik. Second 10-minute misconduct he's gotten this year. He got one at the end of the game in San Jose after the game was already over.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a slash, and then his stick, they were trying to make a line change, and somebody grabbed his stick once it went into the bench, but they just don't want it to go anywhere.
So Detroit back to the power play for the third time. Victor Arvidsson will serve this one, as he did the part of the double minor to Zadorov. Kane through the neutral zone. Gives to Larkin just inside the line. Kane down the left circle, trying to center. Blocked by Hampus Lindholm. He will send one up the left wing side for Corrali. Goes up just inside the Detroit line. Going to drop it back. And Hampus Lindholm inside the Bruins zone. Right back to Corrali at the red line. Sends one forward. Jeannot giving chase.
Here comes the Red Wings penalty.
Whistle comes with 5:55 to play.
Detroit penalty number 53, 2 minutes, high sticking.
Sider gets a minor for high sticking. So,
got it right up on Corrali.
Knock us back to a 4-on-4 here for a minute 22.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Get ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers.
Face off in the attack zone. It'll be Geeky and Husnudinov with Peak and Hampus Lindholm in a 4-man unit here. Sherratt sends it behind the net. Pushed up the wall and out of the zone here by Van Riemsdyk. But that's going to go for an icing against Detroit to bring the faceoff back down to their end. Aspero's going to jump on here, and the Bruins with 4 defensemen left. 1 injury and 1 misconduct. Husnudinov at the far circle for the face-off. Red Wings will come away with it. Sherratt stepping behind his net. And Riemsdyk will carry out toward the red line, cutting toward the near left wing. Now brings it back into the middle of the Bruins zone. Off the far wall, Sandin Pellikka. Back to Van Riemsdyk out of the blue line. On to Sherratt. Left point shot. Knocked away by Korpisalo. Up top again, Sandin Pellikka. Stepping to the right circle. Fired in front, blocked off there by Aspero. Pete will push it for Geeky. A 2-on-1 here. Geeky up the left wing side from the circle. Peels away from Sherratt. Hands off to Hampus Lindholm coming to the left circle in front. Score! Husnudinov redirecting that one off the backhand past Gibson. And the Bruins cut it back to 5-3 with 5:03 to go.
Well, Detroit hustled back to make sure it wasn't a 2-on-1. And Geeky pulls up on that left wing side, and then they get a little lazy there. And Be a nice pass. Nobody covers Husnudinov in front of the net. He gets a nice pass from Hampus Lindholm. I mean, everybody kind of puck watching. Nobody identifying that Husnudinov wide open at the top of the blue paint on Gibson. You know, part of me thought too, I'm thinking when Detroit had the power play, they had their top guys out there. And I know Todd McClellan wants to get them going because they've had a couple of games now where they've been a little dormant, except for the goal today. But, you know, as a coach, you're saying, no, anything can still happen. There's still time on this clock. There's still 7 or 8 minutes when it happened. And
2-goal game with 5 minutes to go. Bruins have possession coming out of their zone. 20 seconds before they get a man back here. They'll have about a 30-second power play. There's Peak and Lori back inside Boston territory. Bruins moving from left to right. Peak coming ahead across the red line, now in across the blue, going to the far side of the ice and hands it off for Middlestat. Gives to Hampus Lindholm out of the blue line. Power play begins as Arvidsson comes out of the box. Got tipped off of Middlestat and wide.
Detroit wanted too many men on the ice there for a second.
The Bruins got a little crossed up as to who was supposed to be coming out and when. Lifted over the head of Hampus Lindholm. It'll come all the way back down. 18 to go on the power play here. Hampus from the red line. Skates it forward across the line. Has Arvidsson right side to Zacha. Puck bouncing on him, but he got it to Middlestat along the near wall. Back up top for Hampus. Over to the far side. One-timer by Geeky turned away. And the puck will be cleared all the way down, and that'll do it for the abbreviated power play.
But now you got to start thinking about pulling Korpisalo, right? You're under 4 minutes to go.
Down 2 against the Rangers. They did it with 4 minutes to go, I believe. As Arvidsson gets a shot in on Gibson. Rebound was out there, just out of Geeky's reach. Geeky back of the net. Over to that far side. Aspero with a drive, and Gibson takes that one in the chest and hangs on. We'll take a break here with 3:29 left in regulation. It's the Red Wings 5 and the Bruins 3 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 2026 CR-V, a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season and helps score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive locally. Every time we feed the puck for a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
3:29 to go here in the third period. Red Wings with a 5-3 lead. And coming out of the timeout with a face-off in the offensive zone, Marco Sturm keeps Jonas Korpisalo on the bench. Extra attacker will be on here for the Bruins. Zacha will take the face-off. 5 forwards plus Hampus Lindholm. Face-off win by Zacha. Here is Hampus with a high shot. Knocked down in front, and Zacha had a chance at it. But Gibson able to make the stop along that far post.
He got the rebound as well. Steve's had a stab at it. I'm not sure if he actually got a piece of it, but that was pretty basic, right? Get that puck to the net. Create an odd man situation right in front of Gibson.
Face off in that same far circle to our right. Zacha against Larkin. They battle for it. Larkin kicks it back to the corner. Edvinsson will wrap it hard around the near boards. Middlestat squeezing against the wall to keep in. Second effort. Red Wings clear it. Now it's a foot race. Larkin and Hampus Lindholm. Hampus banks it off the boards to Steves. Middlestat sidesteps Finney and starts out of the Bruins zone with 3:04 to go. Pass into the skates of Zacha at center ice. Larkin gets wrapped up by Hampus Lindholm. Puck grabbed by Middlestat just onside as they come in across the line. Hampus rips one across the ice off of Finney. Kept alive by Elias Lindholm all the way around the boards to Geeky in the far corner. Try to tap it off the wall for Middlestat. Bruins going to lose it out of the zone, and Elias will come back and get it near his own blue line. Under pressure, gets it to Zacha. Right side for Steves. Rims it around the boards. Geeky to it first on the far side with 2.5 to play. Steves out of the right wing corner. Back to Hampus Lindholm at the point. Over to the far side, past Geeky. Elias out of the corner. Got it back on Steves from Middlestat. Back to Middlestat, right circle. Up top for Hampus Lindholm with a shot. Kicked away in front by Seider. Geeky at the far side hash mark. Steves down low. Knocked away from Elias Lindholm. Comes back toward Geeky. He's out there. Steves trying to poke it into the corner. Will send it around behind for Middlestat in the near corner. Puck jumped on him and turned over. Edvinsson will get it out of the zone. Won't make it far enough to get to the empty net. Minute 55 to go. Zacha, rink-wide pass to Geeky at the red line.
Bodies out there. They're getting them now.
Lorei to Middlestat. And hard around the boards it goes. Minton on the far wall. Gets it back to Lorei at the point. Over to the near side for Pete. His shot. Ricocheted toward Gibson. Thrown back toward the front of the net by Arvidsson and hit Gibson as well. Van Riemsdyk will lift it over Lorei. Peak will come back to get it. Under 90 seconds to play. Bruins still down 2 with the empty net. Lorei skates into his own blue line. Ahead towards center ice. Try to play it deep from there. Partially blocked. Johansson sends it around the near wall, and Kasper helps it out of the zone. DeBrincat takes a tumble in the neutral ice. Puck ends up on his stick. 3 Bruins surround him. Husnudinov comes away with it. Lorei from the red line. Try to get it deep. Seider cut that off. Goes behind the net. Sends around the far side, and it clears. 53 seconds left as Lorei comes back in front of the empty net. Steps away from DeBrincat. Tried to pass to the far side. DeBrincat reached out with his stick and deflected the puck. Gets it and can't get it to the empty net as Lorei came sliding across in front. Steves back to the red line and dumps in. 33 seconds left. Gibson stops it behind the net to Larkin in the far corner. Pass up the middle, picked off by Geeky. Turns, fires just up over the crossbar. Zacha to Elias Lindholm. Put a one-timer wide of the net. Geeky back to Hampus Lindholm, one-timer. Gibson knocks that into the corner. Bouncing puck back toward Hampus. 13 seconds to go. Zacha, right circle, shot, score. A one-timer by Steves. 9.7 seconds to go. It's 5-4 Detroit. Steves has his second of the night.
They're going to lobby to put a little bit more time back up on this clock. They stick with it. Got a couple of line changes. A couple of opportunities for Detroit. Weren't able to bury it. And Steves from a tough angle in the base of the right wing circle. As Zacha makes this pass from out high. Gibson's there, but there's a hole. So he went 5-hole on him.
Second 2-goal.
Call timeout, sorry.
Second 2-goal game for Alex Steves. Second of his career as well. 6 career NHL goals. Officials over, he said, looking at the clock, and reset it to 11.2, so add about a second and a half. Bruins will leave the net empty here. Down 1 now with 11.2 to go. Zacha will take the face-off against Comfort. Bruins will really have to hurry here. Zacha wins it cleanly. Geeky comes ahead of the red line. Dumps it in. Around the wall it goes. Raymond trying to eat it in the far corner. 4 seconds and 3. Zacha trying to kick it free. They can't get it out of the corner. And the Red Wings will survive the late push by the Bruins. 5-4 the final as Detroit avenges the loss in Boston from Saturday and evens the season series at a game apiece. We'll be back to Detroit to recap it next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic. Hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living further, then TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here.